Welcome back to another very special Hobby Titans live stream where Kat and I have our epic adventures while Zach's away, and he can't say anything about it.
Exactly. That's the thing.
How you doing today, Kat?
Good. I'm gonna do something I've barely attempted.
I'm really excited. I'm excited to see what you do today. You want to tell the lovely folks at home what you're going to attempt today? What you're going to succeed to do?
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't mean to apply it. It's a difficult thing. I think it's something we've never seen on the channel before.
Yeah.
And it's a cool, exciting opportunity. So what are you going to do today?
Some freehanding. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was super inspired by all the cool freehanding for the past couple weeks that I've seen on the Discord. It inspired me to kind of just do it. Yeah.
Just go for it, right?
Yeah, because I've talked about a couple times that I've been kind of unhappy with my tank and where it's at, and I felt like it needed something.
Right.
And I stumbled across a really cool tutorial on how to freehand some flames. I'm going to try and do some freehanding of some skulls as well too.
That sounds amazing.
I don't know if I'll do both of them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was like, wow. All right.
Stream. We all know how slow I am. So, but I'm gonna try and do the flames at least.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a really cool thing to see, and it is one of those things that you kind of just got to do it and start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So it's perfect is the enemy of good.
Sure, yeah.
Best to just get it done imperfectly, right?
Sweet.
For me, I'm going to be working on, as you can see by the title of the stream today, some Carnival of Chaos themed Maggotkin, which is an idea I've been obsessed with for a little while now, and finally bit the bullet, and we're going to be painting up the very first models for the army today.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's going to be exciting and gross. And perfectly timed. Today's the last day of summer, actually. Tomorrow is officially the first day of fall.
Yeah.
It's time for those harvest sacrifices and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I felt the need to bring back some plaid to the channel.
Yeah, see? You felt it in your soul. You knew.
Yeah, well, I looked at the weather, and it was not 80 degrees, and I was like, perfect, okay.
It was amazing. We had rain this weekend.
Yeah,
as
a
good
lot of
Californians,
it.
we have to say we need
A
the
lot
rain,
of it.
obviously.
Yeah.
Exactly. My backyard was flooded. Well, with that, let's dive on in and let's get creative. All right, here we are with my first Maggotkin models. I have a lot of Nurgle models, which we know and love, but I don't really have many mortals. So what I have today is two of these fly riders, and I've done a few conversions with them. Again, the idea of the army is, it comes from a few different places, which we'll talk about, but it's based off of the Carnival of Chaos, which is an old Mordheim concept. And I've seen some people do amazing work doing armies based off of this. And so this guy's probably going to be the main focus for today. I have the fly. I've done some light converting. You can see all the little bits from the Giants kit kind of hanging on. I'm imagining this is like in the lore a roving band of players, basically.
Oh, is that like the nets and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's the nets. It's like there's like little jugs and containers and like random bits. Like this guy lives on his fly. It's his gubbins.
Yeah.
It's pure. Dude, we have a lot of giant gubbins. Let me tell you, we still have lots and lots around the studio.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
They're just everywhere. And then another little conversion we'll see when he comes around. His head, I've totally converted because I want to paint these guys as if they had like face makeup, like they were clowns. So this is actually a head from the Halfling Blood Bowl team. And I've gone ahead and I've green stuffed him, just a big old head with some creepy clown hair. So excited to be painting him up today.
No, this is you establishing your paint scheme.
Yeah, this is basically it. Exactly.
Ooh.
I'm
brave.
So I'm torn because in the thumbnail today I put the traditional red and white kind of stripes, the sort of big tent stripes, which I'm annoyed because I liked the way that it looked in the thumbnail and I wasn't planning on doing that. I'm still sticking with it. I'm planning more on like purple and black, like purple with black stripes, sort of carnival-esque. And these sort of like cute colors on top of these like gross models. That's like the thing that I want to go for.
Okay. I mean, I think what you can kind of do, because like it seems like it's like a like kind of ragtag carnival. Like
sure.
you definitely would not want to take children to this
would
carnival.
Not recommend.
Maybe it's sort of like it used to be red and white, and now
it's
like painted over.
So that's definitely something I'm interested in, is like taking these like cutesy patterns and like wearing them down or weathering them or like rusting them up, which makes it like a little bit more disturbing. So
yeah, that's awesome. Taking childhood dreams and hopes and destroying them.
you know what? For the top 5 today, I suggested we do clowns. Kat did not like that idea.
No.
A lot of people feel some way about clowns. Are you one of those people?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah. Clowns don't. Yeah. I think what actually does freak me out probably would surprise some people. I mean, I've talked about that I have trypophobia or tryptophobia or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't like butterflies. And
Butterflies.
moths. Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really just don't. I
yeah.
don't. Yeah. So in the similar fashion of arachnophobia, that's me with butterflies and moths.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it's funny. We're like, butterflies are so cute, but they're actually like pretty gross.
No, it was all from that one SpongeBob episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, with Wormy.
That's crazy.
It was just something with like, let's just take this super zoomed in bug and then put this really loud buzzy noise over it and let's feed it to kids.
That's horrible. That's terrible.
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
That's my thing, and then like.
Yeah.
Everything is like, oh, butterflies are so inspirational.
Yeah, you're like, no, butterflies on my clothes.
Yeah, I hate them.
Butterflies and stamp collectors, you know? You just don't have it here.
Yeah, same category. Just, I don't want to.
No, I don't hate butterflies. She hates butterflies. Well, it's all right. We're ruined. I'm going to grab my model, and we're going to get started.
Dogs and butterflies.
Dogs and butterflies. Yeah, what a team we are here today.
that was yeah.
Amazing.
You know, I forgot, and then I promptly remembered. I was like, dogs. Oh no, yeah, you hate dogs. Yeah.
I don't like. I have issue with dog people. Be very careful what I say, because Chad's gonna jump on me, as if I haven't already. Yeah. So I took a lesson from Zach, and I went ahead and I pre-primed when we were kind of getting ready, rather than doing that on stream because it gets a bit boring. So. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
You're gonna start blocking shapes out, I guess?
Well, I kind of did so already. Let me turn down my lamp here really quick so it's not super blown out. But I have a bunch of the AK weathering pencils, and they're just watercolor pencils, like grease-based watercolor pencils.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you are.
Aha, here you go. I have this neutral gray, and I really only chose gray because one, it'll show up on here, and two, I accidentally dropped a bunch of mine, and so a lot of them
no!
But yeah, they're super handy. I think the way that they're meant to be used is like chipping effects or whatever. They're weathering products, but they're very awesome to use when you're doing some freehanding stuff.
Yeah.
Where like you can kind of see I've drawn on it, and I just have water on a brush, and it's gone.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it erases pretty clean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's super awesome. And so like if you wanted it to stay, you would have to varnish over it.
Right.
But yeah, now once it dries, it'll go back to being the way it was before. So
that's amazing.
I tested out a couple things. I have this skull here that I'm not that happy with, but it's not permanent. So we'll see on this.
How do you think you'll draw before you put paint on it?
So I debated on whether or not I wanted to do like a stencil,
right,
or like make them all different. And I haven't decided yet. So I think I'm going to do the flames first.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I made a skull stencil for one of my nights once, and it was just a little too cartoony, right? Because of like the nature of the stencil.
Yeah.
So I think you might be able to get a bit more subtlety with the handwork there, but I'm curious to see.
Yeah, that was like the main reason of like, do I want a stencil or do I not? And I also don't have a cutting mat right now, and so if I wanted to like draw a stencil and like cut it out with tape and stuff, I just can't do it without ruining things. So yeah,
that kind of cutting mat.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I think for now we'll just stick with the flames. But yeah, that's what this gradient.
I love this gradient. I'm curious to see, yeah.
And I do plan on going through every single color.
That's craziness.
So, I want it to look good. Now, the tutorial that I'm following, I'm not using the exact paints that he used, except for the contrast paints. But those will come in as glazes later on to sort of blend everything in. But the tutorial that I'm using is by Darren Latham, and you can find him on Instagram. He, very soon after I was like, oh, I'm going to do this tank, Legion of the Dam, he then posted Legion of the Dam stuff, and that wore away my confidence a little bit.
That's so funny. You're like, no. That's hilarious. Darren's a really cool guy. He's kind of a content creator in his own right.
Yeah.
But also works for GW.
Yeah.
As a miniature designer.
Yeah, so it wore my confidence and then quickly became very inspiring. So
good.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the internet, right? Is like we're always used to comparing ourselves to like the best of the best.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, I don't have to do it that well.
Exactly.
So, not that you won't, but
I'm gonna try, and then we'll see. Right? I am doing this for the first time, so we'll see how good it gets. And I know it takes a lot of practice to do like freehand and stuff. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Got to start somewhere, right?
So what color are you starting with?
Oh, that's funny. So what I'm doing is I'm also a glaze person myself.
Oh, okay.
Which I know that vocabulary now. So I am working with some Druchii Violet through the airbrush, and I am just. Do I have a closer one on this one? I forget. Nope, that's you. Nope, that's also you.
It's top producer.
Top producer.
That's as close as you.
That is the close one. Okay, cool. So let me know if you guys can see that okay, or if I need to turn down my lights. But I'm just kind of working in some of this Druchii Violet, working in this kind of shades that I already have set up there. And it is kind of a gradient of this Druchii. I'll get some Crimson Carroburg in there in a little bit, basically just like a reddish kind of wash. But this is kind of the first step. It's basically what we do for the Tyranids, but I've been using it on a lot of my Nurgle flesh lately. I've just been liking the subtlety that it gives. So I'm just kind of working that out either from the edges of the model or in many cases just from the bottom as a sort of like, my other favorite word, the reverse zenithal word. Doing that stuff.
Nadir.
Nadir,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Nadir. That's a nice name. Whoops.
All right, now I'm gonna start on this corner so that I can sort of fade it in. Now, a part of his tutorial was like, from a primed black surface, glaze in a dark red. But I kind of already did that with my airbrush.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I'm skipping that step.
Gosh, that'd be so glazing into black. Wouldn't that be like incredibly subtle?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, it'll also take a while as well too, but
you just need like many, many layers.
Yeah.
It's always my not fear, but my question with that kind of stuff. Even this model, I basically primed the whole thing. I have like a little shading, but I'm too afraid to like fade to black and then use a glaze over that because I'm worried that like it'll still just come off as black in those portions.
You just gotta keep going.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You need to be braver.
Yeah, that's the thing about glazing is that the more layers you do, the better it is.
Right.
So
one of those techniques. The more work you put in, the better it turns out.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
I think when Seth was teaching me how to glaze, it was like, it's gonna almost look like nothing, and you're doing it right. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna paint with water, I guess.
Exactly.
And then he'd check in like 2 hours later, and I'm like, I see it. I see it.
It's starting to show. It's like the tip of the iceberg is like coming through the water.
And I don't know if I'm like, it's like psychological at that point of like, I think I see it.
Yeah, you convinced yourself it's there for sure. There's actually nothing. Oh no. That's really funny though. But there's more and more techniques I'm finding where it's like, it's just good to like know that. It's like that whole airbrush thing of like, when you think you're done, wow, I literally missed this cup entirely. Love these paint pots. When you think you're done, just keep going with a lighter color and keep going and keep going and keep going. It's kind of the same thing. Like just hearing that is the correct thing to do and knowing to just like keep going is helpful.
There's always one more step.
There's always a bigger fish.
Now this is going to be very interesting to do on stream because I always find that, like, I'm like super happy with something. I'll put it down and then I'll come back to it next week and I'm like, why?
Yeah, this is horrible.
Oh, this isn't blended at all.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be cool. We can see the process. And like you said, it's something we've never really done on stream before. Thank you guys so much for these amazing super chats. Really appreciate your love and support. Thank you, Rudy Picardo. Hey, what's up, Rudy? Hi, HT. Local time in Bahrain is 10 hours ahead of you, so I'll be asleep when you read this. My hobby suppliers are in supplies are in customs, and hope to start up again soon. I'm honored to see the team still wearing those cool hobby aprons.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
There's been a couple times where I didn't wear it, mostly just because it didn't, like, it super clashed with what I was wearing.
Wow, for shame.
But yeah, no, it's great. It's great. I think it's super awesome. Yeah. Everyone just kind of is like, what color do you want to wear today?
Exactly.
I don't know.
I know, you're like giving me options for my outfit. I was like, oh, this is great.
You're like, whatever. And I'm like, you got to choose.
Yeah. I need you to have an opinion about this, Adrian. I was like, okay. I'll pick the blue-green one, obviously. Appreciate it, Rudy. And hopefully your stuff gets there soon. That's always the toughest thing when I move to a new place or I'm traveling or whatever, is like, I don't know, it's tough when I don't have my hobby things.
Or like everything's packed away.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're like, well,
exactly.
If I want to unpack it, like I need to have a spot for
100%.
it. And then it will never go back into that spot, but it makes you feel better.
So I actually just moved this last week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Literally just moved down here, and we had to paint the Votan during that process, and that was rough.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you think you put everything away, you think you know the supplies you need to hobby, and then you don't realize like there's all these like little peripheral things that you're used to like grabbing or using, and then when they're all packed away or split between two places, you know, it just kind of highlights it. So that was educational. As far as like my own hobby practices.
That's fair. I think I might be a little bit used to it because I like carry stuff around to different stores.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, even a couple weeks ago when I was basing the dragon spine thing,
right.
I was looking for my like moss texture,
right.
and I could have sworn I would have bet my life on it that it was here, and I would have died, and it just
would not have survived that one.
Would not have survived because it wasn't here. And then I immediately was like, well, I don't know where it is. It's in one of these 3 other places.
Right.
So.
Look, that is the reason why we should never clean things. Never clean up, because you know where it is. And you can always find it.
No,
hopefully Mel's not watching.
I'm all for like everything has to have a spot.
Exactly. It's just like on a
and
then
pile. when you're done with it, it goes back to that spot.
That sounds ideal. Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds ideal.
Much like how we now know where all of the whatever like giant bits are.
That's right,
because they're all in one drawer.
They're all packed away perfectly.
They were in like 5 different places.
No, I think there's literally some in there still. I opened there and more came out.
I took all of them out, and that makes me really sad.
I swear, every time I open up,
and I labeled it, and so like hopefully
nice.
no one else goes in there and puts not terrain.
Always appreciate it. Yeah, it says pretty clearly terrain, guys.
Yes.
If you're aware. Yeah, it's about building habits too, right? Like, I'm not an organized person, but if I can like build a habit and kind of trick myself into being more organized, I find that that's like the key.
Yeah, well, because I never used to be an organized person,
oh, yeah?
but I was finding that like when I was managing the stores and running different events and stuff, I was disappointing myself and other people by forgetting things. And like not knowing where things were,
right.
or not being on top of like when things were starting, and so then I had to like be like, okay, well, I'm going to use a planner, and now I'm going to have folders, and now I'm going to have folders in those folders.
Right. My God. I get that though. I'm kind of the same way about like the tight stuff. Like, you really, really feel that responsibility with people, and it can help you kind of be more organized. Because it's just like, yeah, you don't want to let anyone down. When it's just yourself causing something to yourself, it doesn't seem to be enough motivation, you know? Thank you so much, Ergenclaw, plus $5 for the Brass Scorpion Fund. Yes! 10 out of 300. How fitting for a Chaos stream. Yes! Look, they told us summer was ending. The Summer of Chaos is also ending, but that doesn't mean we can't have a Fall of Chaos. Oh, wait, actually, that's the end of... can't make it a thing.
Chaos of Fall?
Well, if there's Hot Girl Summer, then it's...
Well, there's Orktober.
Orktober,
yeah,
which we will be celebrating for sure. We need a Chaos one. Maybe chat can help us out with this. Lovely to see all you wonderful people. Fall. Boo, bad pun. Wow, Hurtful Blake. Let's hear your Chaos Fall pun. Let's hear it. Something with...
Chaos Miss.
It's
not really fall.
No, it's technically winter.
Chaos Giving. Thanks, Chaos.
Thanks, Chaos. Yeah, I think we solved it. Something with pumpkin spice lattes in Chaos.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, this is a hot take, by the way. This is apparently Kat is not a appreciator, a purveyor of pumpkin spice.
No, I don't like pumpkin spice.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
It's
I
funny.
like pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
But I don't like pumpkin spice flavored stuff.
People can overdo it.
Yeah.
Is it the cinnamon or is it the pumpkin side?
I think it's the pumpkin.
Okay.
Because I like oh gosh, there's another like fall drink that Starbucks comes out with.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's sort of like their horchata, like latte. Yeah. That one's super good, and that one has a ton of cinnamon in it. So
I really like. They have a what is it? Shaken oat milk, brown sugar oat milk espresso thing.
Yeah.
And it's like just the right level. It's not too craziness, like crazy fall pumpkin cinnamon. Mm-hmm. That one kind of does it for me.
It kind of reminds me of like brown sugar
chicken espresso?
Boba.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never had that. That actually sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
Or like a honey boba or whatever.
Yeah.
A kind of like it's like a richer flavor.
Right.
In a way. Yeah. But yes, we are both lactose intolerant, so
that's fair.
Oat milk and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it works with the cinnamon stuff. I think I've come to appreciate it because I've had to adapt. But yeah, that's interesting. It's funny because I was just talking to my brother, who is like very much like an outdoorsy kind of person, but he loves pumpkin spice stuff, just like randomly. He's just like tries to be all like macho, but he just loves it. So.
Yeah, I've tried. I keep trying too. Like I'll see like, ooh, pumpkin spice Pop-Tarts. I'll try it, and I hate it. Pumpkin spice Oreos. I'll try it, and then I don't like it, and then after a certain point, I was just like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
That was me and jalapenos.
Oh, really?
Yep. I eventually was like, why am I eating these? Like, I think it started, you know, when you're like at that age that you start eating spicier foods, and you're like, I'm tough. I like spicy things. Whether or not I'm saying
I'm
like,
gonna drench this in sriracha. I could take it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just like, I'm just like, why? I don't like the taste of jalapenos. I was like, who am I proving this to? You know, like, I can have spicy. I like spicy things. I don't like the taste of jalapenos, and I just like realized it one day. Stopped eating them.
That's right. Yeah, I don't like the taste of habaneros.
Right.
I don't like smoky heat, but I like jalapenos.
That's so funny. To me, it tastes like metal. It's gross.
Ooh, Szechuan tastes like metal to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like Szechuan.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah, a bad experience with Szechuan.
No Loyalty November from Bryce. That's pretty amazing. No Imperium November. All right, these are all better than mine. Fall of Cadia.
I like that one.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. No, we're not going to be spiteful the whole time, just most of the time.
We're just going to talk about things we don't like.
We're positive here. We have to be more like Zach and be positive.
Okay. Well, I am liking what I'm doing so far.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it.
That's great.
Let's just hope I don't ruin it.
Oh, no, it looks amazing. I like it.
Yeah, at first I was like, I don't want to do cheesy flames. Let me just get that glow, and I didn't like it, so.
Just kind of lean into it.
Yeah.
Is that the same? I don't know if you guys can see this. Is that the same as the glow color, or is it just very close?
I have no idea.
Because it looks very close to this you're having here, which is nice.
I hope so. No, actually, I think this glow is wine red, so it's just like a more purple.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
so,
I'm into it. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm in my Carroburg Crimson phase. Normally I would actually do this in reverse, but look, I'll be honest, I was just holding the Drutri Vial, so I started with that. So I'm just kind of working this in, getting this kind of gradient of purple, red, going to this more like pallid flesh tone. Really, all of this is an excuse to just get to the point where I can face paint on these guys. That's like the entire project.
You got to put the boring stuff in first.
I know.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the model.
Yeah.
I just want to paint his face. Ooh, but I do want to show you guys because of this army. I want to kind of credit like where it comes from. I'm obviously not the first person to do this. So where to start? I think I want to start by showing you guys. Hopefully this works. Hi chat, how you doing? Having a good time?
We weren't saying anything.
We weren't saying. We were just sitting there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's Mordheim. So what I was saying is it's a.
I can very quickly add audio if you want me to.
No, that's okay. That's all right. You know the worst part is I added it to the other scene that I created. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, so we have Mordheim, small skirmish game, old GW game. Not really supported anymore, but there's a pretty strong following behind it.
Yeah.
And so Carnivals of Chaos was one of the sort of sub-war bands that they created for it, and you can get all the rules online for free, because it's an old game. And it's basically the story of this traveling carnival that's a Nurgle carnival, but the peasants that they visit actually don't know that. And they start like performing and doing all this stuff, and they're like, wow, they're like, the makeup's so real, but they're actually like falling apart and all this like gross stuff. And it kind of builds and builds and builds until the townspeople like finally realize like what's happening, and then they go and like kill half the people and then like take the other half like away on their carts. It's very, very gross, but it's cool. Yeah.
It sounds cool. It also super reminds me of the Halloween event in World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And I know that there's like a whole speculation on like who ripped off from who.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Well, all these things definitely have like a give and take, right?
Yeah.
And it's very much based off of like old folklore too, and kind of in that kind of spooky vibe.
Yeah.
Which I love. And so people have done this before. One of my favorites is from one of my favorite creators, Miscast. It's another YouTube channel. Amazing stuff. And check out Nurgle Diaries, where he kind of does his whole thing. And then I also wanted to attribute this person, which we'll continue to talk about while we have audio in this next scene. Let's take a look. Hello? Okay. Hi. So this is this person on Instagram, Chaos World Studio, and he has a bunch of Nurgle stuff, and they're kind of done in like different like schemes and stuff. He has like a Spartan kind of one. He has different, kind of each character is different. Mm-hmm. But one of them is this amazing clown guy that's kind of done in the style of the Violator from Spawn. And I saw this. This is the image that possessed me. I saw this and I was like, I need to make an army.
Really? Because I think the avatars, like one of the avatars' new faces reminds me of the dude from Spawn.
That's fascinating, actually.
Yeah, and I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. I saw it and I was just hooked. And so I've been thinking about this face. It all started with that smile. So shout out to Chaos World Studio. Amazing work. And basically inspired me to do this.
That's really cool, though. I mean, very similar to like Darren's work.
Exactly.
Inspired me.
Everyone comes from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure we
give
attribute
credit where credit's due.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Where am I at? I might be approaching the Nuln Oil phase.
Ooh.
Which I've been trying to like cut back on my Nuln Oil usage, but this is an appropriate time, I think.
Not use it as a crutch.
Yeah, just like not assume that I need to use it, right?
Yeah.
But I actually do need to use it here. So we're gonna bring all the skin tones down basically, and then we'll bring them back up by applying some more of the kind of the same shades. So that's the goal. Yeah, the Dark Moon Festival.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite like events in World of Warcraft.
So fun.
Yeah. It was one of those times where like especially like when the server populations are going down and then they like started to layer up the servers and stuff, it still very much felt like you were playing a game by yourself a lot of the times. But the Dark Moon Festival was like one of those times where like you would see people, and so that was really cool.
I really like, in the same vein, the fire festivals that they would do, and they would have like the maypole that you would go dance around and it would give you an experience buff. And then maybe it only took like 30 seconds to charge up the XP, but you kind of sit there for like 5 minutes because it was just like fun to spin around the maypole and then you'd fight people. It was great. All right, so I'm trying not to overdo it, but I do kind of want to bring everything down a little bit. Good old Nuln Oil.
Oh no, I don't like that.
Disaster.
It's okay. That's why, like I am a lot better at like kind of just staying in the lines, and so having a guide that isn't permanent is super helpful. Right. Which is like when AK came out with the weathering pencils, and I was like, at first I was like, oh, this like stinks. It rubs off so easily.
Right. Yeah.
Like, how does this stay? And then I was like, wait, I can put non-permanent markings on what I'm doing, which is super helpful when you're doing like grid or any like painting in decals and stuff.
100%.
Because I mean, they don't make water slide transfers for everything.
Yeah, that would actually be great for doing like Motley and Checkers.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's kind of the same idea, I think, GW used to do the like painting guides for armies, and they're like, for the Harlequin one, they're like, don't try to just paint the diamonds by hand. Like, you need to draw the grid out basically, and then fill them in. Oh. Because otherwise, nobody can do that.
Like
not one at a time.
The freehanding like patterns class that I took at Adepticon, it was like sort of similar, and so it was sort of similar to like drawing. Where like if you're trying to copy an image, you put like a grid over it, and then you draw like one quadrant at a time.
Right.
The freehanding pattern class, it was like draw these super tiny little dots that like don't really matter, and then like connect them all, and
that's interesting.
Everything is just like geometry essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, have you seen those painters that do like the crazy huge like photorealistic paintings?
Yep.
They do that same thing. Right? They break it up, and it's exactly like you're saying. I don't remember who's supposed to be heckled Thursday, Broken Chef says. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, Fugs, there's other people in WoW playing with you. Pretty crazy, huh?
I don't know anymore, because I know that like it's just going down and down and down, and then like every once in a while they'll have an expansion that like everyone hops in for like the first month, and then it's just like, okay.
Exactly, and I've kind of accepted that. I'll like start playing for like an expansion, and people are like, well, everyone's gonna be gone in a month, and I'm like, yeah, so I'll play for a month, okay? It's gonna be fine. I'm just not gonna have any delusions that you guys are gonna stick around. However, I am playing Wrath Lich King. Wrath Lich King?
No.
Cat?
No.
We could do a Hobby Titans guild. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. You're like, oh, Hobby Titans. We could do 2s in arena.
Ooh.
It'd be fun. But I am actually doing it because it is also an older sort of era of MMO when it was more about the world building.
Yeah.
And the interactions in players within in the space. So I'm with you there. Thank ya, Hamsterdam. Hey, changing my hobby setup. Got banished into the garage. I understand. I need to set up some lighting. Looking for recommendations/guidance. Want to upgrade from desk lamp. Okay.
What do you use?
So I use 2 things at home. I actually like not even just for streaming. I have literally 2 big soft boxes for like room lighting. It kind of fills up the space really well. And then I have like a little swingy arm lamp that I pull over it. So I'll do that. And then if I'm like in the living room, I'll paint on the coffee table a lot. And I have just one of those little LED. It's actually one of these, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just put that there with, I'll set it on like the white light, not the yellow light or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I use.
Okay.
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, so like in my traveling kit, I have an light, OTT light. And they sell them at like Joann's and Michael's and other hobby stores and stuff. But yeah, it has a white like daylight thing on it, and like I would definitely try and see if you can get them not from Michael's, because I don't know what Michael's and Joann's do, but they like super
upcharge.
Yeah, overcharge for them.
Crazy expensive there.
Yeah. And then you get like a 40% off coupon, and I'm like, well, is this like the actual price of
100%.
it? Yeah.
But they also like, I swear they signal jam you in there because your phone never works when you're in there. Like, come on, load the coupon.
Or you're like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like Googling it. You're like, waiting
I gotta
for the
go
line.
outside, take a screenshot.
I know, like, it's ridiculous. I swear it's on purpose.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
In my traveling kit, that's what I use. When I'm in the stores, we have like bigger lights. So like. It's kind of weird, but like whenever we've hosted like painting classes and stuff, like sometimes people leave their lights behind. Now there's 2 big giant lights that like clamp to the table and stuff, and so those are in the stores. But yeah, well, I've been looking at the Redgrass Games light.
Oh.
Because it seems pretty cool, and you can like pull it apart and like move it and stuff. So. I don't know. I might get that.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be in the market for one soon because my sort of light on an arm, my mother-in-law got it for me, which is super, super nice. But it's like an older one, so I've had it for a few years now, and it's like all the joints are super weak. And I've tried like tightening them and doing all this stuff, but it's at the point where I have to like rest it on a cup. Otherwise, it just goes straight into my model.
I just recently threw a lamp away because it did that.
Exactly.
But
so I might need a new one soon.
So OttLight makes a bunch of different sizes, but I would try and see like if you can buy it online somewhere.
Is it the brand?
Yeah, OTT.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're like specifically hobby lights, and so depending on how fancy you want to get, you can get ones that dim, you can get ones that go from yellow to daylight.
That's amazing.
You can get super big ones that like are like huge, that like are floor mounted and then come over. They have ones that have magnifying glasses on them and stuff like that. So it's a good brand, like quality wise, but anytime I've bought it, it has to be like online.
Because they're expensive.
Yeah, because Michael's and Joann's just is like, it's $100 and I'll go online and it's $40.
It's such like a guilty pleasure because I love walking into a craft store and like being able to buy stuff, but it's like if you could just be patient.
Or like go outside and Google because you don't have service.
And it sucks because you want to just be able to go into the store and buy it and support the store, but it's just like, oh man.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's a big chain, so.
Yeah.
OTT stands for otter, right?
I don't know. Yes. Yes.
Sorry, shouldn't have laughed.
Otter light.
It's not funny if you don't have your own jokes, Adrian. God.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. If I could find it, like at a mom and pop art supply store, that would be really cool. It's just it's a good brand, but I think the thing that you want to look for is like the daylight bulb and something that can dim, because sometimes when you're looking at stuff like under really, really, really harsh lighting and like super bright lighting, and then you take it out of that, it just doesn't look.
Oh my gosh.
As good.
Know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. It's shocking sometimes when I like will paint something and like it doesn't leave my house until I go to like a tournament or a stream or whatever, and I'm like, whoa, this looks
awful.
Different.
It's a different color.
Yeah, this is not the color I picked.
So yeah, you definitely like bright lights are super cool because then it like allows you to really focus. But like very similar to how I'm like, oh, I'm painting something on stream, and then I'll look at it when I'm done or like the next week, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Let me fix this.
Because your eyes adjust too, and you're like everything is like relative. So if everything's relative to the yellow light that you're using, it's gonna look great in the yellow light.
Yeah. Well, and because like especially in the studio, like we have all these lights that like point in different directions and everything, and
it's like a soccer field.
Are different warmths, even though they're all set to the same setting.
I know. Riddle me that. Riddle
I don't know. I don't know. I think. Like it might be the soft boxes around them, like are like dirty or something.
Yeah, like this one's crazy. This one's totally yellow.
Yeah.
But it's the exact same settings.
Yeah.
It's like 4200.
And that one's very white. So,
yeah. It makes no sense.
I don't know.
They can't tell. Well, it's deeply upsetting to us.
Yeah.
Spite Squad.
It looks great. It looks great on stream, which is fine. Which is why like it's the same like lessons. I guess really like the same ideas. But
yeah, because it is like we said, it's kind of consistency. So the worst thing you can have is a changing light. So, which actually is something you need to be careful with some of these ones, because it's like one button will change. I don't know if these actually do it. Now, ones that change, like so my coffee table one actually has like 4 different light settings, and they're all slightly different. And that's where you can get yourself in trouble, because you're literally painting in different conditions each day.
Yeah. Like I have a color changing bulb at home, like on my desk, but it does do daylight and like warm, but it also does like blue and purple and whatever.
Well, at least you like clearly know which one they are, right?
Yeah.
This one's like, I don't know if you guys know anything about light warmth, but it'd be like, here's a 4200 and like a 3000 and then like 3600 and like 3200, and you're like, well, some of those are very similar unless you can like actually see the reading on them, So, anyways, hopefully that's helpful, Amsterdam. Appreciate it. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah. One thing that we've built for the stores before is these like arcs. And so these like metal bands that clip on to either side of the desk, and then we just line them with LEDs.
Oh, that's cool.
And so then you get lighting from, like even lighting
it's
from
like a
everywhere.
rim light.
Yeah.
The same concept.
So if you can build something like that, that's very cheap, because LED strips are just super, super cheap, and you can cut them to size and everything. So you can probably build multiples.
That's a great point.
Yeah. Hopefully all those options help you and don't overwhelm you.
Yeah. No, I think that's helpful. I'm painting Carapace.
Is this the next one or?
Oh no.
There's more.
I just wanted to see where chat was at. Here we
are. Thank you, Blake. Kat, do you have a particular Magic the Gathering color that you identify with? What do you think your card would do, do? You're up next. Blue.
Oh, wow, that was like immediate.
Blue.
Good.
Yeah, blue's been my color in Magic almost since I started. I started with a green-black poison deck, because I started in
Poison?
Infect, sorry, because I started in Scars of Mirrodin, so it was after they changed poison to infect.
Literally the worst.
And there was a Putrefex starter deck, and that was my first ever like starter deck.
Toxic.
After that, I got into what is an even better color combo, which is blue and black.
Yeah.
Blue-black mill specifically.
Oh my god! Can't work under these conditions.
And then I tried to go like the complete opposite and do green and white, and I hated it.
That's amazing.
But yeah, blue has always been my color. I think my favorite card right now is Yarick.
Okay.
Yarick the Desecrated.
I'm not familiar.
He is green, blue, and black, and he's a flicker deck. So cool. double ETBs.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super fun.
And I like them a lot. But what would my card do? I think probably like a cancel. Just
amazing.
No.
Nope. That's amazing. Yeah, Blake's been doing magic cards for like magic card versions of all the Titans.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
They're amazing. They're so good.
Yeah, my big thing is either huge combos or you don't get to play that. So.
So messed up. Oh my god.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the way I play is it's tough, but it's not gross.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm harassing you, but I like blue black a lot. That kind of balance of like killy and control.
Yep.
And like two types of control in a way. So I'm right there with you. I'd rather die before I play a mill deck, but everything else sounds great.
Yeah, that's fair. I have plans, and I have a bunch of the cards as well too to build an Atraxa mill.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, because Skithrix is my favorite card of all time, but right now currently it's Yarick because he's my commander. So
you play commander, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. I'm told I need to get into commander now.
Well, when the Brothers War comes out, there'll be some commander decks.
Oh man, I'm so excited for Brothers War.
October.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be super exciting. I'm excited. I am upset that Abaddon's casting cost isn't just pure black.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
I think he's so perfect as Grixis.
Yeah, but that's my thing though. Like I don't mind him being other colors.
Yeah.
But I want his casting cost to be pure black and then him have colored abilities.
Oh,
that's
why
fine.
Is that?
Because he needs to Abaddon
Just
black. Abaddon black.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Abaddon black, and then he can still be those colors.
Right. If they're not in his casting cost, can he still be could he then still be a red, black, blue commander?
Yes.
That's still part of it? Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of like 5-color commanders,
right.
like a lot of like the higher level 5-color commanders are no color casting costs, but then they have abilities.
Wild. That's wild.
As long as it exists in the text of the card,
right.
then those are their colors.
I can see that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are upset about Necrons being mono black. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they should be black and green.
I could see black and green, honestly.
Yeah, because like the token generation for green is super good, the ramp and everything like that, and that just fits Necrons.
Yeah, I don't know if they have regenerate, but that would match as well. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting choice. But I do appreciate Imperium being black, white, and blue. Yes. Like, mostly obviously for the inclusion of black. It's just like, yes, like, there are no good guys. These are not good people. And the things that they do are very much like black mana, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's fair. I try because I have a big problem with like spending too much on Magic. I try not to look at spoilers until things are already out.
That's cool.
Then I can look at them in hand, and then even then I'll buy like a box and then be done. Because I went way overboard with Strixhaven.
Dude, Strixhaven was the best.
Strixhaven was really good.
Oh man, that is the same. That's the last one I like went really in on. Like I've just been doing drafts every once in a while. But Strixhaven was the one that was like, yeah, we have like everything.
It was super good. Well, because it was also the Japanese mythical archive cards.
Yep.
I was obsessed with them.
They're beautiful.
I pulled a Demonic Tutor. My first one of like the collector packs that I open.
Oh my
And then
God.
if it's like, okay, cool, it was a gambling addiction after that.
Yeah. You're like, well, I guess I'm addicted. Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, I went super, super overboard with that. So I've dialed back. Yeah.
Dialed back. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out like a consistent way to play. Again, I don't really play Commander. I have some Commander decks. Mel and I play, but with not like truly standard, but not Commander, right? I guess Legacy. But we internally balance because we literally have the same collection,
Right.
and we like know each other's stuff. So like that kind of sets that. And then when you're getting into like Commander and all these other things, there's like you have to establish all of that again.
Yeah.
And it's tough to kind of get momentum, you know.
Yeah, you guys play kitchen table Magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's how I played for the longest time too, until I started working in Game Castle. And it was like, okay, well, I'm going to go to my first draft, and I'm going to go to my first pre-release, and I'm going to, you know, attend these events and stuff. Because I used to play, I made a modern deck like a long time ago. And I would go to like Free Modern at Channel Fireball. And then I became friends with the Commander players there, and they tried so hard to teach me how to play Commander. But when there's such a big difference when you're learning Commander, with learning with someone else's deck or like
Oh my gosh, yeah.
versus like here's a pre-made or make your own.
Yeah.
Because the pre-mades are designed for you to pick up and then start playing.
Right.
But someone else's deck, it's like you go to tutor for a card and you're like, I don't know what I'm
100
looking
unique
for.
cards or whatever, you know, after lands. And it's tough. I struggle with that too because it's like I like the kind of cohesion. I know you can get cohesion in a Commander deck, but like building around, you know, you can have multiples of a card, et cetera, et cetera. And like I like building around that. I understand like that is where like the like problem per se can come, where it's like it can get out of hand very, very quickly. So you kind of just need to internally balance. But that's always been kind of my struggle of like, cool, I have to get 100 cards, 70 cards that are unique, but also kind of fit in the cohesive strategy.
Yeah,
and
so
that's really overwhelming.
a big thing
you know?
too is that there are a bunch of cards out there that have different names, but they all do the same thing.
Exactly.
And so that's a big part of Commander, especially like Canadian Highlander is like, because that's like the super competitive version of it. And so a
Canadian
big thing is like, here, spend 10 grand to get this deck, and
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that you don't have duplicates, but you do.
But you have duplicates. But like the reason why
know.
these cards are so expensive is because they're technically not duplicates.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's the same thing with Modern as well too. Like you can have 4 copies of this card, but then you can have 4 more copies of this technically different card, but it does the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So it becomes difficult to like, as a casual player, it becomes difficult to kind of regulate that. Because I'm casual, but I also like to be competitive in the way I play, you know. I obviously don't have time to play Magic the same way I play Warhammer, but I still like to compete.
I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win, but I also want everyone else to have fun as well too.
Exactly. So
And so I have what would be on paper a really mean deck, but the way that I play it matters a lot to it.
That's
so,
fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's going on, chat? Bloop, 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 bloop. Scroll down, scroll down. Magic. When you think Warhammer is expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have a bunch of there's so much like crossover between Warhammer and Magic.
Oh my gosh, yeah, 100%.
And I'm just like, how do you have the 2 most expensive hobbies? But yeah.
Michael Cody wants to know, what are the rocks on your lamp?
Oh, I think it's putty. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's putty. Yeah. So this is Zach's like.
Window putty.
I think it's like blue tack, like poster tack.
Yeah.
But it's just gray. Yeah. So they're my emotional support rocks. I'm gonna actually make a face on one of them. I think that'd be cute.
That'd be super cute.
And no one would notice, and then Zach will immediately pick it up and start messing with it.
Don't like it. Are these cables new? Ones are like right in front of the screen?
No.
Oh. Interesting.
No.
They make it difficult to read. Here, you take this next one.
Broken Chef might have been confused last night, but first Adrian heckle, real men drink coffee till they fall asleep like babies when they want to sleep.
That's right. I'm not a man then, because I drink coffee way too late. I could not sleep last night. I'm very tired right now. I drink coffee way too late, and then definitely last night was definitely the case. I'm also I'm a beverage person, as you can see. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is.
The same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will always have, on average, 3 different drinks around me. So one is always water. One is either some way to caffeinate, so either coffee or Red Bull, and the other one is I don't know,
sedative. It's I gotta balance it all out.
I mean, it depends. Is it the morning? Because then it's a breakfast smoothie,
right?
Or if it's it depends on where I am. Usually it's boba or something.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, if I go to a burger place, it's I got my water, my soda and my milkshake or something, all 3 of them. Yeah. I know I shouldn't have milkshake, but I just don't. What are you gonna do?
You gotta gamble sometimes.
What are you gonna do? Some things are just worth it. I'm just saying.
It's just sometimes that lactate doesn't always work.
Sometimes it's not enough.
Yeah. So I try I'll have a milkshake and I'll have ice cream if I'm I'm not going anywhere today. It's fine.
I'll just be in pain. It's fine. It's just you have to evaluate how much suffering is worth it.
Yeah. And usually the answer is yes.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Broken Chef, who also says John is a fiend. Forgot to add.
Oh, yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yes.
John is definitely a fiend.
I heard Toxic John is coming back.
Yeah, East Coast John. He's a thing. Oh my god, it's been so funny. He because we did the little trailers and shorts for the Tabletop Titans tournament, and he was going all in, doing completely what I asked him to do. But I've been cutting up the footage in a way that just makes him look mega
awful.
Toxic,
yeah,
and it's hilarious, and I love it. So, he just released a new trailer, and he's "You're going down. You suck. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to play later today." Blah blah blah. John playing whatever. It's amazing.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. I am kind of futzing around because I'm trying to decide.
No, you still got
not FaceTime yet. So I knew I probably wasn't going to get both flies done today. But I knew at one point I'd have to kind of put one aside. So I might be putting this one aside for now.
Is there a reason why specifically that one?
Because I painted the carapace on this one.
Okay.
I don't really feel like doing it on the other guy. So yes. And I want to do this guy. So we're not at FaceTime yet, but we're certainly close. I think I need to touch up this carapace. We've got a bit of opacity still to get in certain areas.
Now, is there a step by step that you like to follow every time, or are you just kind of well, I feel like painting the wings, and I feel like painting this?
Good question. It depends on the model. These flies, well, I haven't done these models specifically. The flies are actually from the Plague Drone kit, basically, which is the pure demon version of them.
Right.
These are a new version, and I painted a lot of those. So I kind of know, I will go with sort of fleshy tones first. So the whole thing in the flesh, do all the washes, get that done. Do carapace airbrush, then do carapace wash. And then I can kind of go in and pick out the individual details. Because I know this is my classic cheapo Americana Deco Art paint, which I love. Fun. Actually, they don't make this one anymore. I had to find this online.
Oh no.
So I'm probably the only person in the world that actually cares. But it does not go well through an airbrush, no matter how much you thin it. So I know this needs to be applied with brush. So that's probably the main determining factor in the order. That's me.
I see. Yeah, because I get bored and I like to jump around, and I've been staring at this sword forever.
Yeah.
I want to paint it.
Well, especially the way that you paint, right? You spend so much time with each part of the model.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
And then I'll be okay, cool. I'll think I'm done with it, and then I'll paint up everything else around it, and I'm no,
Yeah.
this isn't good.
Exactly. There's this classic mistake, I guess, paradigm, I don't know, with painting squads, where it's you want to nail down the technique, And so you start with a generic guy.
Right.
But that ends up being the guy that you spend the most time on, which means like the squad sergeant or the champion, you actually end up spending less time on.
Oh, really? Because I start with all my characters.
That is the correct way to do it.
Oh.
That is the right answer. Well, not even just characters, but even just like squad sergeants.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the meta version, right?
Right.
It's like start with the squad sergeant, then overall start with the characters as well.
Yeah.
Like while you're still excited to paint that color scheme.
Because I know whatever I'm gonna start first, I'm gonna put more time and effort into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then I'll start to set aside all the colors that I've used and grabbed for and everything. It's also when like I'll bring out my entire briefcase and just kind of lay it out.
Right.
And then go from there.
Yeah.
And I also will put little rubber bands on everything, like color coded, like, okay, green is for this project.
Bands?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're just little hair ties.
Oh.
Yeah. They're just little hair
I'm gonna
ties.
show chat that. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
See it?
Yeah, they're just little hair
Yeah.
ties and stuff. Oh, you guys can see my progress on that.
Beautiful. Oh, those flames look amazing.
I've done 2 colors. I'm working on my 3rd color now.
It's really nice.
Yeah. I like it.
That takes patience.
I like it. So, which is why I'm like, it's stream. I'm going to do this side instead of like this whole
See, we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
These are what you would call vertical slices. And it's just like the most fun part. And we stop before we get bored.
I remove so I'm painting on camera if you ever cut back.
Yeah. Fantastic. Let's see. Thank you again, Broken Chef. Might have confused the heckling target, but next up, let's see if Adrian is still the least educated Titan. Wow. Wow. Look, I am. I might not speech real good, but not really helping my case here.
I mean, it's fine. Like, my area of study has nothing to do with what I do for work right now. So, like, I think you're fine.
That is entirely fair. I love it. All right, carapace is just about done. And as per my stream tradition, I have not brought all my colors. So I gotta dig around and see if I can find some dark brown airbrush. I think I saw some the other day.
Yeah.
What's everyone working on in chat? Let us know your current hobby projects.
Now, so a big reason why I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. One is because it's not my tank. And
good reason.
I want to give it back eventually. 2, I had already done a lot to it, and I was like, the person whose tank it was happy with where it was. But yeah, it like, I don't know, it was a thing where I guess I was just scared. Yeah. I had gotten to a point where like I was like, it looks good and I like it, but I'm not satisfied with it.
Right. But at the same time, I think you can see that while you might not be the happiest with it, like you have done a good job, and so it's a little scary to mess that up.
Right.
It's kind of a point of no return.
And I talk about it all the time of like, you want to hit a point where you're satisfied, but like don't do too much. Like you gotta have an end point at some point, right? Call it done.
Otherwise you'll never finish.
And move on to the next thing. Like do all the things that you thought of mid-project and save them for the next one.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, lesson learned, apply it later. Yeah, no, I'm with you. That is a tough thing to learn. But at least you have the excuse, you can do it for stream, and we can all learn and enjoy your suffering. So.
And that's really what this is all about.
That's the true meaning of Christmas.
Yeah. It's a true meaning of October.
Yeah, it's like, exactly.
The more we ruminate on it, eventually we'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something. It's gonna stick. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a thing. People are gonna be saying this a lot. Whatever it is.
It's gonna be like fetch, except we're gonna actually make it happen.
Yeah, but it'll actually happen. Exactly. All right. Surprisingly, we didn't really have a dark brown around here. So I got this little XV88, which is kind of like baby poop, which is kind of cool for Nurgle. So I did a bit of that, and I'm gonna do some glazing with the dark brown, and that'll help. So that's the plan there. Let's see how chat's doing. Bloop, 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 bloop. Can we? Wow, lots to talk about the lamp. Can we paint a face on the lamp, or put googly eyes on it?
Here, I'll move the rock onto the top of it.
There you go. Perfect. Oh yeah, I think we're getting a little bit in the shot. Back to lamp.
Yeah.
Lamp, please.
I do need it.
They want the lamp shot. Oh man, we're never gonna hear the end of this. I think because it was, what is it, this one? Oh, that's even better than the lamp shot.
Ooh. There we go.
Oh my god, that's amazing. There we go. You guys happy now? You happy?
I think really what it is it's focused on the lamp,
Right.
and not actually this.
Yeah.
So, but
That seems pretty good there. Just don't change anything ever.
okay, I do need it. So.
Ooh, Ceresco working on some AOS for some YouTube channel. I know some YouTube channels.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've seen some pictures.
I've seen some pictures too. I wanted to show some pictures, but I don't know if I'm allowed to, so I guess we'll wait.
Yeah.
Let's see, Pat's painting some D&D miniatures. Michael Cody wants to pretend the lamp is the person talking. Let's see, Blake, work on getting the kids to bed. Enjoys Purple Guys. Purple Guys, that's us. Almost as much as Bluey, fair enough. Bryce working on some Necrons. Bryce, correct me if I'm wrong, Bridger was talking about you as if you were recently starting to play Necrons, but you've been playing them for a little while now, I think, right? Just curious. 90% lamp. Yeah. Let us know if it happens again. As much as you guys do enjoy a good lamp shot. It looks really good right now. You can try paint. You can try paint. You don't have to actually wait.
All right.
All right, let's see.
Let's see. All right.
Yeah, I think it's better now.
Let's go from there.
It's actually looking really crisp. I like that.
Hopefully better.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I think so. What up, Kaldorf?
Let's try that.
Happening. Nurgle's Chosen Wa painting a mushroom tree. Seems appropriate for Nurgle's Chosen Wa.
Oh, mushrooms are really big with fall.
Yeah, that's a fall theme.
Maybe eventually I'll go back to painting my gloom spikes.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh. So it's looking like they're going to be like the last book to get a new book, which is very annoying.
Yeah. What, one book a month is not really like the way you want to go.
No, it's not. And it's unfortunate because from a gameplay perspective, they're kind of most out of date. Like I'm not really a competitive Sigmar player, but it'd be nice if the rules were playable. Because the models are just simply the best. It's just the best faction.
Is it your favorite AOS faction?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the top factions ever, I'd say. I love, it's that, I'm preaching the choir here, obviously, but they're just that perfect intersection of like style and like, they're like goofy, but kind of cool in a weird way, and so flavorful. Goblins and squigs and big monsters, it's just like, what is there not to love about this? It's so amazing. That just no other army even comes close to. And it's cool because they're also like 3 armies in one, they have like the squig dudes, the spider
Spiders,
dudes,
yeah.
the trolls. Any of those would be an amazing collection to work on.
Yeah. I would have picked the spiders if they were easier for me to get my hands on.
Yeah,
And also if a big portion of the models weren't like 30 years old.
They're so old.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of the riders, and they're sitting in the closet because I know if and when I go work on them, I want to like. I saw someone who chopped off the legs and like splayed them, so they actually like look nice,
Look cool,
and not like they fit onto a rectangle base, which is great, but it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know? So and like the big boss is like a metal or a resin kit, I think.
Yep. And I think it's Forge World, which
Oh my gosh.
I am just struggling with at the moment.
Hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely tough.
I was very upset. But, you know, we do what we can.
We do what we can.
A very specific Forge World kit that I'm sure people are excited about, but it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually talking with Brett about Forge World kits today. Some of the classic older ones. And like kits that have like gone to the wayside that we kind of always assumed would be there. You know, like for me, the Orc Battle Fortress is like this giant, you know, literally just a Orc. It was a tank, but also a fortress that had like turrets and a giant roller in the front. And it was just such a cool model, and you can't get it anymore. So that dream's gone. I'm just glad I got the Squiggoth while I can, because I'm sure that'll eventually go away too.
There's eBay, you know?
There's eBay, if you're willing to pay even more than the original crazy price.
Yeah.
Which, you know, maybe at some point. But that's what got me into this trouble in the first place, you know? It's like, you're like a kid, you obviously don't have money for Warhammer, let alone Forge World. And you're like, when I'm older, I'll get those. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to make them anymore. And you're like, well, my dreams are shattered. Or
it's a thing of like, I have adult money now, and I'm going to be completely irresponsible.
Yeah. Look, just have to have a YouTube channel for it, and it's justified. Ooh, let's get some good carapace work here. Got some Seraphim Sepia. I like Seraphim Sepia and or Skeleton Horde for this. Skeleton Horde, probably my favorite contrast paint. It's the one I used a lot even before the new range came out. Just like for washing and glazing, like bone stuff like this.
Oh, okay, yeah. Snakebite leather was my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
It's also similar. Like I wouldn't really put either of these just kind of bare on like white paint, but I think when you put them over like a khaki or a brown, a light brown, they really take it to the next level. Especially
like airbrushing them in.
Oh yeah.
I think is like the way to go. Like I like the shades. But yeah, I don't know. Like
yeah, I usually airbrush them.
Yeah.
This one I don't know, there's something about just getting it kind of thick on this, which I know is like not something you should ever do with paint, but I don't know, something about it feels appropriate for this fly.
Yeah, and like I'll use them in a way that like I don't know isn't the normal way to use them as well too.
I think they're great for that. That was one of the biggest disservices I think when the line first came out. Is I know they want to sell it to people as like this is like all you'll ever need, but that just kind of polarizes people, you know, where it's like, well, this is magic, and other people are like, well, this is clearly not magic, and it's like, yeah, like it's not magic, but it's a great tool, you know, and when we kind of got a chance to look at those new contrast paints, it was kind of a good chance to be like, yeah, it's not magic, but it's still a pretty cool paint, and you should use it with your other stuff. It's
not the end-all be-all. I think it's a great tool.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Exactly. I think nothing ever can be the be-all, end-all.
Or that would be really cool.
That would be amazing. Oh my gosh.
But I think that would kind of take away a bit of the hobby as well too. So.
100%.
Which is fine. I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone who's like, I'm going to use it this way, and like this is the way that.
To each their own.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, it's like imagine a world imagine a world in which models like come like really nicely pre-painted. Like some technology comes out and they're able to do that. Like that would, on one hand, be great for people who don't paint, but also kind of create like a, I don't know, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think there'll ever be a time where you could mistake a pre-painted model.
No.
For
exactly.
like a at least a decently well painted model done by a person, not a machine.
I agree. I think that'd be really, really tough to do. So I would be happy for the people that could buy them that way, or wanted to buy them that way, I would say. But also stick to painting them myself, because that's half the fun.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah. Well, speaking of tools.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did
speaking of tools.
A pretty cool, neato top 5.
We have a top 5 for you guys today. And let's take a look. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Instead of top 5 clowns, we compromised and went with top 5 hobby tools.
Yeah.
I tried to come up with a decent variety.
Okay.
Now, going back to like what I was talking about with Forge World and having some issues, I am very grateful for my rubber tipped. Yeah. I think they're like clay sculptors and like whatever, but I like the rubber tipped ones a lot. Like, I guess versus the metal sculpting tools, I use the rubber tips more.
Yep.
But I don't think I could replace either one entirely. So.
Different tools, right?
Yeah, but when I first started doing green stuff, I only used the metal sculpting tools, and then I discovered these guys, and I like them a lot. It allows you to push it into crevices without like cutting into it. The only thing is that you have to use a lot of water constantly, or whatever you use to sculpt green stuff or sculpty or whatever you want to use. But yeah, I like them. I like them slightly more than I like metal sculpting tools.
I'm 100% with you, and they may or may not be on my list as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll be honest. They're a great tool, and they're great for all sorts of little hobby manipulations and things, because it's like they're not going to chip your paint if you want to do something with them there. They're not going to scratch the surface up. They're literally softer. I know it sounds obvious, but they're just a great tool.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know Green Stuff World makes some. I guess it's obvious, but yeah. Next up, what the heck?
The razor.
What?
The razor by Gun Primer.
What?
It is a glass file. Yeah. So I have 2 different like filing tools on here. I also have the God Hands sanding sticks. But the razor is so nice. It's reusable, it's washable, versus like normal sanding sticks where you'll wear out of them eventually and have to throw them away. The only downside to it is that it's glass, and meaning you can't bend it into shape, which is why I also have the God Hands sanding sticks on here. But it will polish your plastic up to, I want to say like an 1800 grit, but it will also wear down like a 400 grit sanding stick. I like it a lot. I use it to polish my nails all the time.
Oh, that's cool. I love it. Multi-purpose.
Yeah, and the smaller one, I want to say is only like $25, and you have it for life.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I like it a lot. But yeah, it's by Gun Primer.
That's so cool.
And I've mentioned it on stream a couple times. I've just never brought it for people to look at before, and so this is what it is. And it's like the size of like your pinky.
That's crazy.
So it's super small, but I like it a lot, and is very helpful when you're building gunpla, because like a big part of it is like, what does your surface look like after you're done?
Right.
But I've also learned that 10K grit. It polishes it pretty nicely.
That's amazing.
It almost does the work of like an entire buffing pad, but just with one tool.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And super cool marketing.
Yes.
It's like almost like cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I'm super into it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check this out. I learned something today.
God
hand.
hands.
There it is.
Yeah. We talked about these on the stream before too. But they're single blade side cutters.
Right.
And they cut your plastic. They don't pinch it together.
Yep.
And so you get a smooth surface. And like a big part of this is like, how do I start this the best way possible? Because that's like a big part of like, if it's not perfect, I don't want to, I'm going to enjoy painting it less. Like this was pre-built when I got it. And so like when I see the gaps and everything, it bothers me. I did do some work like after I got it. But I didn't want to like gap fill and like go that direction, because it's not my tank. So, you know, yeah. So it bothers me, but it was also, I've said it before, like I didn't do it on purpose because I don't want it to turn into like a 1,000-hour project. So
exactly.
Yeah. Although I'm doing freehand flames on it now.
I mean, look, just keep doing streams, you'll get there.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, it already looks pretty cool, and I've only gone through
great.
like 4 colors. So yeah.
100%.
But yeah, the God hands. They're super, super nice. They're expensive, but I bought my pair, I want to say like 4 years ago, and I still have them. But I do know some people who bought them after me who've already broken them, because they are
spring loaded.
No, they're just really thin. Like the blade itself will snap if you put too much pressure on it. So,
okay. Well, that's kind of also a factor of like, if you want to have that precision, that's just kind of par for the course, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. But I like it. Like when you cut, it's flat, and you don't run the risk of like it pulling the plastic, and so you get like this divot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
So these are great.
Nick says, gaps, hit it with a heavy primer. Now this is something I can get behind.
You know, maybe I should have before.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. What was it? It was some 3D print stuff. Sometimes it's like, if the print isn't like fine enough, we're like, can you just like really heavily prime it to fill it in? And the answer is like, kind of. So they have microfiller primer that takes it from, like, if you were to sand it from like an 800 and then you hit it with the microfiller primer, that takes it to about 1,000, and then you want to go from there. Exactly. Yeah. So
it depends on what the stepping is like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also on the surface and stuff. So if like it's a big terrain piece that has like smooth surfaces, it obviously will be easier to fill than if it's like there's like detailed crevices and stuff like that.
You're still gonna have to sand it.
Yeah.
The microfiller primers and like the heavy primers and stuff aren't going to perfectly fill it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting. Next up. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a pen.
So it's plastic glue.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's plastic glue, and it comes out exactly like a paint pen would. So you like push the nib in, and then it gets like soaked, and then you like paint it on, and you use it. But yeah, it's plastic glue in a pen.
Oh my god.
And it smells like lemons. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. You can get this at like a Hobby Lobby.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's by Mr. Cement, which
Mr.
is Mr. Hobby as well too, I think.
Cement. Lemonene.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So they also make the glass jars of plastic cement.
Yep.
But this is a pen. It's so easy. It's super easy.
That's amazing.
$20.
$20?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I'm adding all these things to my list. I'll be
Awesome.
honest. I'm genuinely finding out about these things for the first time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's plastic glue.
I love it.
It makes it easy when you're like assembling something where you have to like apply pressure onto it, and then you just take your pen, you know.
And it doesn't make a mess everywhere, which is my experience with plastic glue.
Yeah, I like plastic cement a lot more than plastic glue because plastic glue comes out like super glue, and so it's like goopy and then it like pushes out. But plastic cement in like the nail polish bottle, you like put it together, you paint it on, and then you're fine. This one you can use like a glue.
Yeah, because I've used it. Yeah, it comes in the bottle. It has like the little brush applicator, which is like doesn't really work for models. It's usually like big applicator. So this is much nicer.
Oh, you can like paint it onto your models.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I've talked about it before. Like if you have fine like mold lines on a model, you can take that plastic cement and just paint it onto those mold lines, and it melts it down a little bit.
I've heard of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe sand it down with the razor.
If it's like, I mean, you can,
Yeah.
but if it's like in like underneath an arm or like in a tight spot and it's really thin and you're like, I don't even want to put like my hobby knife in here and it's plastic, you can take some plastic cement and yeah. To me, yeah. I mean, I like Mr. Cement a lot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair.
And does Tamiya make a pen is really
Where's your pen,
really
Tamiya?
it. Yeah, if Tamiya makes a pen, that's great.
Let's
but
go.
Mr. Cement makes a pen. And the God Hand Standing Sticks.
Classic, right?
Yeah.
Little sandy sticks.
Yeah, I like these. They're foam backed. You can get them in like really thick foam or like super thin foam.
Oh, interesting.
But they're maneuverable and like you can go over like soft surfaces and curved surfaces and stuff really easily, which is one of the downsides of the razor because it's
just
very
solid,
stiff. Yeah, and you can if you do too much because it's a glass file. You can really like wear flat a piece, but I like these a lot.
Flexibility's nice. And pretty pun not intended, actually. And they're pretty cheap. These are like throwaway.
Oh yeah. And they come in like you can either get them in like a pack of like 16, 800, 16 whatever, or you can get like a variety pack, and like that should be good for a while. Yeah, because you can cut them as well too, and then like you get a fresh surface. So.
I love that like you included this and the other one. You've talked about it, but it's good because it kind of comes back to our point. Like there is no magic tool or paint or whatever. Things are good for different purposes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's not just about the tech, you know.
Yeah.
You need all the tech. You need more tech.
You need a 3D scanner.
Yeah, exactly.
And what was the foam cutting thing? And a static king.
Yeah, I need a washer for your models too.
You
and
need a Dremel.
A Dremel.
Yeah.
With multiple bits.
Yes.
That are also 3D printed from your printer.
Yep. So you need a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that was number 5.
Yes.
That's a great list.
Thank you.
Oh, and that's us.
Wow. With a sepia wash.
I know. It's exactly. Very old timey. Well, I have a list as well. There's going to be a lot of overlap. I tried to, where I can, pull like the exact or what looked like the exact products that I use. Generally speaking, a lot of them are things that I've used out of habit. So a lot of them are very low tech, but I have opinions on them. So I'm excited. Let's take a look. So number 1, this is just classic X-Acto knife. Like none of that fancy dancy Citadel knives and any of that stuff. Throwaway blades. You can buy giant packs of them. Literally just X-Acto knife.
Top 5 lamps.
Top 5 lamps. Oh, dude. Okay. Look, IKEA has this amazing spaceship lamp. Have you seen this thing?
Yes.
The Transformer one?
The Death Star lamp.
It's so cool. Every time I'm going, I'm like,
and then I'm like, I want it, but I know the moment I bring it into like anywhere that isn't like my house, it's gonna fall apart.
Oh, for sure.
People are gonna play with it.
Like, pff, and then it's just gonna break.
Yeah.
But it's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I knew you knew exactly the one. It's known. So anyway, it's X-Acto knife. Look, it's not glamorous, but I think it's worth saying.
And that's funny because I was trying to look for the specific knife that I use, and I couldn't find it, and so I just was like, okay, I'm gonna go with something else. Yeah.
I will say, this is actually a pretty thin one. I actually prefer a thicker handle, but most of them that I was finding, most of the pictures were like this. I don't have any like measurements per se, but I'm trying to like look at a paintbrush that we have. But I like the thicker ones rather than these thin ones. Just like this is just a comfort thing, an ergonomics thing.
Like this guy.
Like yeah.
Maybe.
So it's like the middle point of this, right? So maybe 3/4 of an inch.
Well,
maybe?
I know. Foreground made like a big hefty handle one.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and that one was like one of the first ones that I used as well too, and I liked it.
Yeah.
Up until I discovered scalpels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how this goes, right? Like you have a thing, you like work with it, you assume it's the best thing, and then you discover something new, right?
Yeah.
That's been me with literally every AK product. Not a sponsor. Moving on.
But we're not against it.
It's true, right? These are the clippers I use, and they're not hobby clippers. They're actually for wires. They're wire cutting clippers.
Oh, okay.
I'm blanking on the brand, but these are the same ones that Brett actually uses. And I just like the spring mechanism in them. They're pretty cheap, but they also have, knock on wood, never broken on me. All my hobby ones.
I think he also said his were single bladed as well too, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm a big fan. Every time I buy like actual hobby ones from a game company or whatever, they just break. And these have just never failed me. And I had them from literally doing electronic stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of used them out of necessity one day, and they just have worked.
Yeah.
So you could get these at any kind of electronics store, I would say, and probably Amazon.
Radio Shacks, if they existed. Yeah.
That's probably where I got these from, actually. Yeah. So go back in time to a Radio Shack, and you can buy them there.
I have a Radio Shack auxiliary cord that I refuse to like get rid of. It says Radio Shack on it. It still works and everything, and so yeah.
That's amazing. I love it. They're very comfortable, and the spring is super important to me because some of them, including I think the Citadel ones, the GW ones,
are stiff.
They're stiff. They're just a pain. It's not comfortable.
And they hurt.
They hurt
after a while.
Yeah. So I need to be able to do a lot of clipping, and these are actually pretty small too. I have big hands, but I still like the small tool. It's just more comfortable.
Yeah, that was a big reason why I liked. Like the God hands were a big investment, especially for tools that were like so delicate.
Yeah.
But because they cut through plastic, there's no.
Yeah, the crunching.
Yeah, there's no, I don't have to use any force. So that was a big thing, especially when you're putting together like terrain kits.
Exactly.
Where there's like a million different
horrible.
leads. Yeah.
And you're often having to like change the angle too. So like there's other kind of strains.
Yeah.
That are just uncomfortable. So let's take a look. Milwaukee makes a good pair. I could see that. Flush cutters, yes. Look, this is a weird off-center photo. Ooh. Anyways, Instaset. Bob Smith Industries, the purple glue. You've probably seen them around. They sell to different game stores, and then they put their label on it.
Different labels, yeah.
Yeah. And this is the one. I love the brand, but more broadly, what I'm talking about is this accelerant.
Okay.
The accelerant is just the magic sauce that for me has made building more fun. It's made converting easier.
Yep.
Because, and I mean it. This is literal magic. You'll apply the glue, if you're not familiar, apply the glue, connect your pieces, and you spray this, and then it reacts with the air. So if you blow on it, that'll also accelerate the accelerant. And it just like immediately hardens. Like it's crazy fast. You have to be careful because it's super fast. It's so fast that the reaction actually, you can actually feel the heat.
It's a chemical reaction. Yes, and it will give you third-degree burns if you have any super glue on your skin.
Exactly.
So
I have felt that before.
Be very careful.
But it's amazing, and it's just, a lot of people don't have time to sit and hold a bit forever.
Okay, well, I will tell you something.
All right, tell me.
That super glue expires.
Yep. Oh, yes.
And it has a shelf life of about like a month.
Yeah.
Or so. So that's why, anytime anyone comes into the stores and they're like, oh, I need a lot of glue. And I'm like, well, you don't really need as much as you think you need. And unless you're doing, terrain and you're gluing, big, giant, wooden pieces together or whatever, you don't need a huge bottle. Yeah. And so if you ever find that you're having to sit there for a really long time and wait for your super glue, your quick set super glue to harden, you need new super glue. Because it reacts with the air, and so the longer that it's open, the more crystallized it will become, and so the slower the reactions will be to form bonds.
It's almost starting to react.
Yes, the moment you open it. Yeah.
I think that's a really good point.
So yes, a month is its shelf life. The moment you open it.
A month? Son of a. Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to end up clogging the glue anyway. It's going to get crusty. Like,
The cap's going to stick to it.
Let's be real. We're all humans here.
Yeah. So that's also kind of why I like plastic cement, is because it's a chemical reaction with the plastic and not with the air. Yeah. But it doesn't really work if you're not gluing plastic.
Right.
So
exactly.
Yeah, you need both.
Yeah. Tesla makes a good point. I know people that do this. I don't have the patience for it. Obviously, it's not amazing to breathe in. But what I've seen people do when he's talking about is actually like using, like you take the applicator out and you almost drop onto it. If you can find another way to apply it, it'll, A, you won't breathe it in. B, it will last longer, because if cost is a factor. When you spray it, obviously there's a lot goes to waste. So you're paying with convenience and dollars and also paying with your health, which is what I choose to do. But
you actually spray it.
I'll actually.
Oh no, I open it.
You open it. See,
yeah.
If you're patient, this is what you should do. I'm terrible.
Well, because the thing is, like, I'll open it, I'll put a drop on one piece, and then I'll put the super glue on another, and then I'll bring it together.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just like put the piece, I'll like spray it, and then so I like waste a lot. Like I'm just shelling out money and health for this thing. Let me tell you. But keep in mind, because when you buy it, it does come with the spray.
Yes.
And you don't have to use it that way.
No, yeah. I use the
the
straw.
The straw thing. Yeah, exactly. So appreciate it. Michael Cody says, yeah, my 2 giant bottles are just great now.
The moment you open them is when it starts happening. So as long as they're closed, you're fine.
As long as you never start, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with cosmetics and like... No. The moment you open the cow, it starts to...
I mean, aren't we all going bad slowly? Isn't that life?
Yeah. But yeah, same thing with like, anytime you're ever like, I don't know if this has an expiration date, usually there's like a little symbol that looks like an open jar. Oh. And then it'll say like 6M or 12M. That's how many months you have until like after you open it. And so that's what the expiration date
That's
is.
actually really cool. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
There you go.
But super glue doesn't have that, so it's a month. Right. Or just like whenever you're like, this is taking forever, and it says 1 to 2 minutes on my bottle.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a great product. Use it wisely.
A lime.
A lime. Like I think, is that a lime? Yeah, it's a lime. Look, we're in California. Key to good tacos is
it's oddly blue.
Lime juice. It is kind of oddly blue. Maybe that's our screen.
Maybe.
I think the screen.
Yeah.
No, so the thing is the cutting board. And again, this is kind of just another low-tech thing, right?
Yeah.
This is literally a kitchen cutting board made from, I don't know, rubber or plastic or whatever it is. And I take them everywhere. We talked about being able to hobby on the go. I hobby in different places around my house, especially a lot. At the coffee table, kitchen, whatever. So having a tray to work with, super important to me. And this is something I kind of always had growing up. And so... yeah, literally that. You can go to IKEA, whatever, just go to the cooking section, get them cheap, and they're great. Again, not fancy, but I think pretty essential. It's like literally top 5 for me.
It's a lemon.
It's a lemon. That's not a lemon.
Look, I guess I think this shows exactly how bad the coloring on this TV is.
They're not going to trust any of our community corner reviews now.
Like sometimes we make the effort to go over and actually look at them.
No way.
Also, I picked.
That off.
Didn't you also look up all of these? Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a lemon. Wow, that is shockingly different.
Wow.
Amazing. Huh. Well, keep in mind when we compliment your paint jobs.
Okay, I picked them. And I picked them off of the good monitor.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah, we have seen them beforehand.
Yeah.
That's true. But when we're looking at them the second time. Yup. Anyways, cutting
really
board.
Like this purple.
Yeah. And last of all, the clay shapers.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find the clay shapers that I have. I have no idea where I got them. They're double-sided. So they have the clay shapers on one side, with the rubberized ones, and the other side is actually like a ball.
Burnishing tools.
Yes. Burnishing?
Burnishing.
And those are great for sculpting and for doing green stuff with like little nasty Nurgle bits or Tyranid. It's great for like patterning, right? And so that tool, but really the thing that I love the most is the rubber tip, right? It's great for sculpting. I do stencil work, so I use those to apply stencils without scratching the paint.
Yeah.
And all sorts of different things. This is one of the things that is currently missing since my move, and it's killing me.
Oh. And it's funny that you're like, oh, I couldn't find the picture, because when I was looking for them, I was trying to find ones that weren't double-ended.
Right, yeah. So the problem is you went in, because we did it on the same machine, and you messed with the search history.
Yes.
So now it's like you only want to see single-sided ones.
Obviously.
And that's what's going on.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Anyway. That's my list. A lot of overlap. We have like our own kind of
clippers and
particulars, yeah. I'm definitely going to steal some of yours, so.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, burnishing tools are great for a lot of things, but I use them for terrain and paper plants and like making things.
Paper plants?
Paper plants.
What does that mean?
Paper plants.
Paper plants?
Paper
Like
plants.
origami?
No, ooh. I mean, like, so there was one video that Zach and I did where we
like on basic?
leaf punched a bunch of different like leaf color papers to get like falling leaves and stuff, and like you use burnishing tools with like a neoprene mat.
Yeah.
And you push into them and they like curl around and stuff.
Oh, paper plants.
Paper plants.
Ah, that's really smart. Also the mat underneath, so you don't do that to your table. Very smart, also.
Well, it's so it gives you that gel to push
Get
into.
the motion.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That's Seth says paper plants. It's because you guys are diorama, people.
And Seth is my teacher. Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's almost like you
most
were
things.
taught.
Yeah.
The same.
But yeah.
Ooh, your magic card is up.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Let's take a look.
Ooh, we're gonna look now.
I'm gonna look live on stream. You guys can't see it, but if you go to premium, you should definitely join our Discord. It's totally free. This is where you can post up and contribute to the show.
The community.
The community, Thank you. Anyways, I'm gonna find this clip now.
Yeah, it's also where when we talk about fan stuff, and we'll show fan stuff pretty soon, where we pull it from. Most of the time, I either pull from Hobby Progress, Armies on Parade, Terrain, whatever. I look through all of the hobby channels though, and only those ones. So if you're posting stuff elsewhere, double post it again if you want it on the stream.
Yeah, don't bury it.
Yeah, and if you put your name on it, I will pick it. Unless it is a weird file, which I will apologize, Soups. For some reason, I couldn't get yours to upload. But I did notice it. And it was your cherry blossom stuff. So I liked looking at it, but I spent like a good 10 minutes trying to get it to upload, and it didn't want to. So yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I'm sorry.
Cat, elusive titan.
Ooh.
This is amazing. So it's two colorless and two blue. Legendary creature, obviously. Human cat illusion. Love it. Flash.
And Skulk.
This creature can't be blocked by creatures with greater power.
Ooh.
Amazing. When Cat Elusive Titan deals combat damage, draw cards equal to its power. Oh, that's really good. And then you can pay X and discard X cards, return target spell to its owner's hand unless its controller pays. That's amazing. And then, pays X, and X can't be 0. And then the flavor text is just wait a second. This is amazing. I love it.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
I like that Flash. That's really cool. Amazing.
Amazing.
Shout out to Blake.
It. Thank you.
We'll see that in Meme of the Week.
Soups only uploads in the pun format. Thank you, Michael.
The dot pun. Amazing.
Yeah. So I will apologize. But normally, if you put your name on it, I will choose it. Regardless of how big it makes the file, because it's already been established. I will do whatever I can in order to get everyone's pictures up there.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how many slideshows it will take. Cat will get it done.
The fan stuff too slideshow is permanently there. It's always there as a backup.
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah, for some reason, Soups, I couldn't get your picture to upload, but I did notice it. So it was really cool.
I am gonna cut little baby stencil.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to do some stripes, and I was too lazy to make a file. So I'm just going to literally cut some strips for my stripes.
Yeah.
And the straps on the bub.
And what are you using? Like a label?
So this is just a sticker paper,
Yeah.
label paper basically. This is what I use for most of my stencils.
Okay.
It's very cheap, and it's strong enough that it'll stick when I'm applying paint to it, but weak enough that I can just pull it off without
damaging
it.
Yeah.
So I'm literally just going to go ahead and cut off a little square, and we'll see. It's been a while since I've done one by hand before. And I think for this kind of guy, I don't need to be too concerned with being precise. Because one, they're going to be short stripes, and two, he's like a murder clown.
So if they're like off, then it just adds to his insanity,
Exactly.
I think. Yeah.
100%.
Great.
So another reason that a stencil wouldn't be amazing, or like a full cut stencil wouldn't be amazing, is it's a very small curvy surface. So I'd probably end up cutting up the stencil anyways.
Yeah.
To make it work.
That is fair.
Oh.
So I don't know if there was texture on here already, but I am picking up some texture.
Amazing.
But it's okay. I can blend it in when I go through and do some glazing. So
Perfect.
I'm not super upset. Also, got to keep reminding myself, doesn't matter. I'm doing something new.
New.
Let's get rock. Oh.
Ooh, perfect. Ooh. That's coming out great.
Yeah, it's super green. I don't
I know. I'm like, what are they actually seeing? No idea. Is it a lime? I don't think we're gonna live that one down. Like, it's clearly a lemon.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Blake. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Now, I am finding that because my brush is so small,
Yeah.
and I keep pausing to talk, like
Oh.
I keep needing to like rinse my brush out, and yeah, keep going. But
Did you know that paint expires after 6 months?
oh, does it?
Yeah. Fun fact.
Well,
Only if it's open though.
oh,
Did you open your paint before you put it on your brush?
I have opened all of my paints.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's the other thing. I found like a bunch of older paints that I had put in like a paint carrying case and then forgot about, and they're all dead.
Oh.
They're all gone. Yeah. But it's kind of like, you know, I have like a few pieces of clothing that it's like, okay, I haven't worn this in a year. I'm gonna get it and put it in like a prominent place in like the closet or whatever. And if I don't wear this in another year, it's probably time to get rid of. And that's kind of the thing with those paints. Like if I didn't miss them, if I didn't even realize that they were missing,
Yeah.
I probably didn't need them.
If I didn't even attempt to look for them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I am with clothes as well too. And like really anything, honestly.
Yeah.
Like as I'm cleaning and you're discovering things.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, okay, I really didn't need this.
Probably not needed.
Yeah.
But then you see them and you're like, but maybe.
And that's how I was starting to get with my Magic collection. I was
yeah.
rebuying cards that I had previously bought.
Right. Oh, interesting.
And so I was like, I just need to stop. Obviously, I'm not keeping track of, you know, what I'm buying and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
I just hoard them forever. Is not also a good solution.
Yeah, there was an attempt at organization and stuff. I traded some away.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think this is spoiling anything, but obviously we're working on Magic Titans right now.
Yeah.
And there's discussion as to how do we store and track all the cards, and kind of create decks and revert decks and things like that. And that's like a whole deal.
Well, if you can get your hands on some BCW card storage boxes.
Yeah, recommend.
Highly recommend.
What makes them unique?
Well, they're cheap.
Yeah.
They're
Those
just
the long white
the
ones.
white ones.
Yeah. So we have some of those.
Yeah.
Those are classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have those, but then it's like we need to kind of like catalog like where the cards are. Like it's almost like a digital, like a tracking system.
Yeah, an Excel sheet. So.
I think so.
Oh no. Oh no, I'm trying to think about like.
The stream crash?
No. I know that there are some apps out there that like will let you like scan cards and stuff and keep track of them that way. It just takes a while, and you can do it with your camera, like on your phone.
Yeah, so the scanning is good, but it does take a lot of upfront effort, right? It's like just spend the next 15 hours scanning thousands of cards. But, you know, out of the question. It's kind of an interesting problem to try to have to solve for the channel.
It's definitely like a first world problem kind of thing.
Oh, it's for sure.
What do I do with all of these magic cards?
I know. How will I ever know how many I have? It's like, oh my god, these people. So now I am doing the stripes, and I've applied the purple. Now I've mixed in a bit of magenta with the purple. Yes, it's the same exact scheme that I did for the Keeper of Secrets. I'm obsessed. Don't judge me.
I was about to ask a question, but I know the answer to it. I was gonna be like, oh, does the Keeper of Secrets go with this army?
Yeah. I'm such a creature of habit. When I discover a technique that I like, I just like
you got to do it, on everything. And I get it. It's like, oh, I really like this color, and I'm gonna paint with it forever and ever and ever, and it's gonna be blue-green.
Yeah, exactly. Coincidentally, that's my magic card.
Oh.
I'm blue-green, and then one of my abilities is I can make a target creature become blue-green, which is pretty amazing. So now it's pure magenta, and then we're going to do some magenta with just a bit of this bone white. I'm going to take it to the highest level. So, Michael Cody, did someone say intern? Well, yes and no. I wish it was just like a one-time, I guess you could hire someone to always be in charge of that. It's just not terribly efficient and cost-effective.
Yeah.
So that's the question. And the kind of interesting thing getting started with this stuff, you know, it's like when we first started the 40K channel, there's like similar-ish problems of like, how do you make this a sustainable system? And it's interesting to try to solve.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing of like, it's going to start here. How far ahead can we realistically like think out? But does it have room to grow? Is really what it is.
Exactly.
Like, it starts simple, and if it needs to be something else later on down the road, then it's like, okay, this is kind of where we can go with it.
That's 100% also
future-proof it.
Yeah, it's like you have to be able to predict, but you also have to like. There's the classic problem of if you want to automate something, you have a task that's going to be done again and again and again. How much time do you need to? How much time can you spend in automating it before it's not worth it, right?
Right.
If you need to spend 100 hours doing something, but it's going to take you 60 hours, maybe even 40 hours to automate it, is that worth it? You know? It's like that kind of classic question. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to let this settle just a bit. Technical term, settle. And then I'm going to pull the stencils off. We'll see if the stripes are too big or not. I will only fit 3 stripes, so it's 3 of each. This will give us a sense. Card Goblin, definitely top 3 goblins. Night, Blake. Take care. Yeah. Let's take a look at these super chats. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Adrian, mill is the best win condition, Broken Chef says. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
I know. Oh,
I think like soul defeat.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. personally making someone just not want to play.
Great. Not toxic at all. Ugh, you will not be on the Magic Channel.
No. No.
That's amazing. Love it. You know, I skipped a whole bunch of super chats to get to that one, so you're welcome. Thank you, Fulgrim Wounds on ones. Glory to Slanesh Titans. The Summer of Chaos is winding down. Any update on how Adrian's Emperor's children are coming along? They're coming on, along nicely, slowly but nicely. Votan and other things pull me away as always, but pretty much everything has like base coats down. Terminators are just about finished. It's just, I'm sad to say, a lot of trim.
Yeah.
My favorite. This is so much of this summer has been spent painting trim. So that's like the number one thing that needs to get done. That's like the last big chunk of painting that needs to be done before the force is ready. So, and then I gotta figure out basing. I've gone back and forth on what I want to do. I think I want to still do, so it needs to match the rest of my chaos so I can kind of mix. And they all kind of have this like ashen gray sort of ground. So I want to do that, but I also want to have a little bit of like an Emperor's Children vibe to it with the little like excess, and also in a scheme that provides contrast to the bright pink that I have. So I want to have some like white tiling and like marble tiles maybe that are like kind of breaking into like the gray kind of rubble kind of coming onto it. So it like matches, but it's also doing its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's where I'm at right now. I haven't actually done it, but that's the plan.
That's what it is in your head.
I actually bought the tiles for it online, and the tiles were way too big.
Oh no!
I like, you think you know what a 20 millimeters is, but trust me, you don't. And then it arrives and like they're like these giant cartoony tiles. Like this is not what I need at all. So that's where we're at.
I mean, at least you have an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's take a look. Boom. First of all, take this blob off his head. And oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
You see it? It's like, it works. I might do smaller stripes next time, but I definitely don't hate it. That's fun. So then I can do like a little weathering, maybe some like orange rust effects as a nice support to that. Yeah, I'm pleased. It's a little hazard stripey, but I like it. No longer look at it. Actually, I hate it. No, it's the worst.
Oh.
I'm joking.
No, yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I'm pleased.
Yeah.
Cool. Shall we do some fan stuff?
Sure. Just click it.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the silent scene. Fan stuff. All right. So as always, we have a lot of cool stuff from you guys. As we mentioned, if you post in the Discord in the hobby sections, we will check it out and try to feature you. It's about showing what people are working on, highlighting things that we think are cool, and just celebrating the hobby and what we do at all various levels. Yeah, it's all about you guys. We literally wouldn't be here if it wasn't you guys. It'd actually be very sad if you guys weren't here. We would just be two people screaming at the void.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is cool. Speaking of screaming at the void,
yeah,
a Mutilith Vortex Beast.
Yeah, it was really cool. I like the base a lot. I like the base a lot. Actually, one thing that like really I was like, I like this. I'm gonna pick this. Was a little like polka dotty. Well, it's not polka dots, but the fading swatches from the claw down its arm.
Yeah, that kind of like speckled.
Yeah,
look.
there you go. That's a word.
I love it. It reminds me a lot of techniques that Zach used. But I like, there's something about that arm. It's just, it makes this like crazy blue feel almost a little natural. Like this is some wild animal from another dimension, which it is.
Yeah.
I love it. And the base is amazing. That's so cool. I'm curious if their whole army is like this, or going to be like this.
Well, I don't know.
I don't remember the username, but
I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll, to be continued. Next up, hey, we know this guy. Broken Chef.
Yeah, Broken Chef posted a ton of pictures, but I try and pick like one from somebody, and as I'm picking things, I'll remember oh, I already picked something from this person. Which one do I like more? But this one was just like, here is everything. And if I remember correctly, Broken Chef was saying that this took them about 30 hours.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It was a lot.
Oh my gosh,
it was a lot. But I liked the contrasting of like the purple and the light blue turquoisey. It was cool. And like the base and everything the bases and stuff are fully done as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
This is like the correct base for these models, you know? It's earthy, it's neutral, it helps the model pop. It's perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't take away.
You know?
It supports.
Yeah.
It supports. Yeah.
Yeah. But most important, they protect.
Good job, Broken Chef.
Amazing. Oh, Dark Apostle. Oh, so good. And Alpha Legion colors, no less.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Now I'm wondering if maybe I'd like put 2 Alpha Legions, because there's another Alpha Legion thing, but I think they're
like,
2 different people. I think they're 2 different people. So I'm gonna hope that they're 2 different people.
Hopefully.
But there are 2 Alpha Legion things in here. So yeah.
This is another good use of a base, right? Where like the model pops on it, it doesn't distract from it.
Yeah.
That lighter color.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's so much going on with the model that you really don't want to do a whole lot with the base as well too. So
this model is.
Here's everything that's on fire, and also
it's
here's
bleeding.
all the trim.
Yeah, all the trim. It's nuts.
Yeah, but it's really cool. I liked it a lot.
Nicely
Good job.
Done. 40K.
Rudy Picardo.
Oh, it's Rudy. What's up?
Yeah, he said that this hobby shop where he's at in Bahrain needed some quick terrain painted up, and so he made sure that Hobby Titans will forever have a home there.
Doing his thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Spreading the love.
Right?
Yeah.
I
Which
love
is great.
That's super cute. I'm almost like looking at the terrain in the background too. This is really cool.
Yeah. Rudy does great stuff, but obviously I picked this one.
Yeah, naturally. You're only a little biased. I like it. Sweet. Thanks so much as always, Rudy. Oh, that's a sexy Maliceptor.
Yeah, actually, I would highly recommend you go over and look at it on the thing, because
it's actually not this
color. I don't know what they're called. Like the little blade things are super fluorescent, and you can't get that from this monitor. So yeah, but I liked it a lot. It was very alien.
Yeah, this is great. It's like the same level of fluorescence as the tufts, actually. Which, if you guys have ever worked with the Green Stuff World tufts, you know how vibrant those are.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So, it was really cool. I liked it a lot. I liked how fluorescent it was. And also, if anyone's wondering how they got it to be this fluorescent, in the Hobby Progress channel, they do post their recipe and like the paints specifically that they used. But yeah, it was a big black paint, golden, titanium white, a contrast paint, and then golden's fluorescent pink. So,
wow.
Or fluorescent magenta or something like that. But yeah,
that's great.
It was super cool.
I love it with that black too. Shazbot says it's actually a lime.
Ooh.
This is a lime.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, slightly green. You know, I can see it. Oh, this is epic. What the heck? Oh, it's like a Black Templar done in this amazing silver.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they had 5 or 4 guys posted up like this, and they were all very like the same color scheme and everything, and same base and everything. I picked this one because it just has a really cool pose.
Yeah.
There's another one that I really liked, but it didn't have the glowing blue eyes, and so I went back and picked this one. But this one was really good.
Yeah, the glow is really nice. I remember seeing this one earlier. Amazing. I love the like classic knight look, you know, in this silver armor.
Yeah, and I don't know, just like Black Templars, I think are the spoiled children of Space Marines.
Yeah, wow, hot take there. I like it.
They get the coolest sculpts, I think.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, because they all get robes. That's what makes them, like, that already puts them in a tier of their own.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another like really cool Space Marine on the fan stuff thing. I don't know what Legion or whatever chapter it is, but it's mostly cool because they have some extra 3D printed bits on it, and that's like the biggest thing. But I think Black Templars have the coolest sort of action poses, except for the newer demons that they unveiled at Nova.
Yeah.
Those guys all look like they're frolicking.
They're so wild. How can they make something so unnatural look so natural, you know? 100%. Yeah, Dark Angel, Black Templar tier. Yeah, exactly. All the extra gubbins. It's all about gubbins. Oh, this is the new Necromunda terrain.
Yeah.
That's really
and
cool.
there was a bunch of different pictures. I thought this one showed off the color scheme the best. But yeah, it was really cool.
Very striking.
I am a very big, I have a very big bias towards people who paint terrain.
As an appreciator.
Yeah, it's a underappreciated, thought of, I want my table to look cool, and someone's got to do it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means something.
So,
Also, name on it. Ron Daddy Fresh. What's up? It's always nice when you give credit directly, right?
Yeah. You remember, which I try to, but
Exactly. I mean,
there's a whole stream that happens between
yeah,
which are the beginning and fan stuff. So.
We should do this first. We should be like, welcome to Hobby Times. Anyways, here's the fan stuff. So what I was thinking.
This.
Oh, we know this guy.
Yeah. Now, from what I remember, these jetpacks and the guns and stuff like that are aftermarket.
Yes.
Bits. Yeah.
So the jetpacks and the effects, I believe, are from Deadly Print.
Okay.
Which is classic 3D print extra like effects and stuff. This is Blackbird, amazing painter, known for his sort of feudal Japan sisters, which we actually saw recently at GK at the GT, and he's taken the same to these. These guys are actually going to be on the way to the studio here.
Oh, cool!
This is for Titan Watch.
Cool.
So we'll see them very soon in person.
That's awesome. Yeah, he took really cool pictures, and it made it look like they were stills from like an action like scene.
So, cool.
So yeah.
Amazing. Shout out to Blackbird. What? Oh, it's the whole tile.
Yeah.
I love this. Also terrain.
Yeah, also terrain. Also, I think it was like his name was like Daka something, but he posts a lot of terrain in the terrain section.
Right.
So, yeah.
I love this kind of like rust effects on like the base of the wall and stuff. It's very photorealistic, which is chef's kiss. Or you can see chef's kiss. I don't know if that works. Oh, some Curse City stuff going on.
Yeah.
Captain Halgrim and his dead troops.
Yeah.
You knew that though.
I totally.
Lovely.
I told you that earlier. You were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this."
Dude, you're always talking about Halgrim and his troops.
Yeah.
Halgrim. You just won't stop talking about it. Monolith time. What? Oh, this is. I think I saw this the other day on Discord. It's like overgrown.
Yeah, and it was. There's like this little like mural painted in it as well too.
That's awesome.
So that was like a big reason why I picked this. But
oh my God, you're right. I totally missed that. That's amazing. I love it.
But yeah, there's a bunch of different like pictures and angles and stuff like that on the Discord. So definitely go check it out.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Oh, here's the scary avatar face.
Actually, this one has a helmet on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Timely.
Which is why I was like, okay, this is fine.
This is okay. Everything's fine.
But yeah, it was just really cool. It was a really cool avatar. I really liked the sword in this one. And the person who painted this one also painted something else and posted it. And that one also had a really cool glowing sword. So yeah, maybe that's just their thing. But it's really well done.
Once you know how to paint the glowing swords, everything is glowing sword.
Yeah.
Ah, this is amazing. It's not too much too. Sometimes avatars can get a little crazy.
Because they're so big.
Yeah. And they're like on fire.
Yeah.
So people are like go nuts with it.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Oh, yeah, Alpha Legion.
Alpha Legion.
Hey.
Yes, but different. I think.
It is different. Yeah. Especially with the basing, you can see more like natural tones here.
Yeah. So this person was like, "These are all my characters so far." So.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. It was a really cool shot. But yeah, trim for days.
So much trim.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So much trim. I like two things I'm liking. One, the pink flame on the Master Possession. Great choice for the flame. And then they have the old Dark Vengeance Chaos Lord, which is an amazing sculpt. Can't get it anymore. He's in like the back right, and he has like this like really cool ornate sword, and he's like holding his sword.
Oh, cool.
It's an awesome sculpt. So good on you. Love it. Oh, Lord of Virulence. So cool. I actually have yet to really see this model in person.
Oh, like no one you know plays with them?
Exactly. That's great.
Yeah, it's really cool. And now I'm like trying to second guess, or not trying to, but I am second guessing because there was another picture of the same model, but I don't know if it was the same person.
Of this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
Probably different.
Maybe.
It's
I don't
not
know.
one that you'd have more than one of in an army.
Yeah.
So unless it's like a different angle.
Or unless it was just a different like person painting them as
Yeah.
well too. Yeah, because I don't remember the red base was the big thing, but.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We should show this one to Zach because he does love a non-black.
Yeah, it's like some Nurgle.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
fitting. Yeah.
Whoop. Chaos Knight. Ooh, Hazard Stripes. Love it. Lava on the base. Amazing.
Yeah, this one was like, I was like, there's so much going on, but it is a Chaos Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it works.
That's exactly right.
But yeah. Yeah, like with how big it is, you can kind of go crazy.
It's just like more is more, you know? You
Yeah.
have to,
Well, it's also like with the amount that you would do for a smaller model, you have to like multiply it by 10 for like a bigger model, or else it just doesn't show up.
exactly.
Yeah.
No,
It gets
amazing.
lost.
Yeah.
But this one, definitely you can see.
It's so good. It's so loud, which is so perfect for him.
Yeah.
Amazing. Ooh.
Now, I've never seen this model before, so I was hoping you could tell me what it was, but
Yeah.
I also thought it was really cool.
It's amazing. So this is a conversion, which is why I haven't seen it. So the base torso is actually from the Indominus Ancient, so he's normally holding a banner. But they've kind of taken it because he has these amazing like robes and converted him to either a chaplain or a librarian. I think it's librarian. Let me get closer. Yeah, librarian. So they've also given him a Grey Knight helmet. That's converted. The staff is converted. The extra backpack is all converted, and obviously the base is also all converted. So tons of custom stuff going on here.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah, I thought it was
That's
cool. It's
cool.
unique, but I'm like, Adrian will know what this is.
Yeah, exactly. I love the chest on this. Again, Space Marines with robes, right? It's just like makes everything cooler.
The draping, I think, is really like draping over armor is like the big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a knight. That's like someone who does important things.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's the contrast of the hard and the soft elements that created an interesting composition, is I think what people would say.
Oh, yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, this is like twirl mustache point. I love this. Kharadron, ooh, some cloud effects.
Yeah, I thought the bases were really cute.
That's fun.
I also just don't see these guys painted to
Right?
like this high of a
Yeah.
level. Mostly just because, like, I don't know, I think people have issues with them, but I think they look really cool.
They're a really, really cool army. Mine are not finished painted. Mine are not even close. So I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
They're just so unique and cool, right?
Yeah, I heard that it's just pure like, you know, what I don't know, but that their rolls aren't the greatest. So maybe that's why people don't play with them.
The tough thing is like they are kind of out of place in Sigmar, right? They have lots of guns and they ride in boats, and those are both mechanics that are not usually prevalent in Sigmar.
Yeah, they're very steampunk.
They're very steampunk.
Yeah.
So it's like try balancing a faction that rides around in vehicles and shoots people when everyone else is running all the swords and spells. So when they're powerful, they're busted, and when they're not powerful, they have trouble playing the fundamentals of the game.
I see.
So they're always kind of in a weird spot, including kind of right now in the game.
That's
so
fair.
that's why.
I think they look really cool.
Yeah.
But I can understand why like people don't play with them. But I like the bases on these a lot.
Cool.
I want to see more flyers with like cloud bases. I think that'd be cool.
I love it.
Oh, now I have an idea for like the Sigmar dragons.
Oh, dude.
Oh no.
Look, we have some more dragons. Someone needs to paint them if you want to put cloud bases on them.
Can I like cut them and like submerge them into the base?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Look, there you go.
Yeah.
Next week, you heard it.
Ooh.
Amazing stuff as always from the community. Thank you all for contributing, letting us into your homes to see your hobby progress. It's a ton of fun, and it makes it interesting. Even if stuff doesn't make it in, we're always trolling through it and checking stuff out. So whether or not we showed it today, we have seen it at some point. So amazing work.
Yeah.
Always. How you doing? In a good spot?
I think I've hit a stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I kind of want to play with it a little bit more. I went from orange to yellow, I think a little bit too quickly.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, the yellow stands out a bit too much. And then I tried glazing it down, and I don't know. Yeah.
You want to dial it back next time?
I just completely removed the glaze immediately. Yeah. The moment I put it on, I was like, I don't want this.
Like, nope,
so,
not done. Not there yet.
Yep.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I'm also at a point. I got the sort of basis of the model set up. We know the hazard. I see it. That reads as hazard striping to me. We know the stripes work, and I'm excited to work on this more. So I think we can throw them on some glam cam and take some super chats as we start to finish it up.
Sweet.
So let's see. Let's get. Maybe we don't want it to rotate, so we can see just the front. Loud crash.
Like my T-Rex.
The T-Rex of legend.
I still haven't glued his tail back.
Really?
No.
You just can't bring yourself to do it.
I kept saying it was okay. It really wasn't okay. There's a bit of showmanship that goes on in the streams where you're like, no, everything's fine, everything's great. Yeah, this is definitely turning out the way that I want it to. And then there's a thing of like, okay, I'm just gonna remove myself.
Off-screen crying, yeah. Single tear. This is awesome. Oh, looks
I
great.
like it.
I need to look at it in person and not on the blue screen.
The lime screen.
The
it's
lime
a lime
screen, yeah. No, I think this is great.
Yeah, I think I'll perfect it over time, definitely.
That's the thing with the hand painted stuff, is it just takes so many layers.
Yeah.
I like that you have like a few little embers and tiny flames coming off of it. I think that actually adds a lot.
Yeah, that was a big thing that really stuck out when I was looking at Darren's painting, is that he had little embers, and I was like, that's cute. I like it.
Embers make everything better.
Yeah.
That's why we put them in all of our clips. It's just epic.
I think it also makes it look less cheesy as well too. Like less
exactly.
like Harley Flames, more like, oh no, I'm actually trying to paint fire on it. But I think it ties the wraiths in better.
Yeah, because there's actually not any of that like orangish yellow glow. So I 100% agree. Looks amazing.
Thank you.
Let's see, we can.
Yeah, and then I will do like a heat exchange on the gun barrels and stuff like that as well too. Add some blue in there to contrast with all the red.
That's a cool stream just in general, that whole process.
Yeah.
I'm realizing I kind of want to stick this guy back on the fly.
And I'm also like kind of kicking myself because all of the guns are in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't remove them.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a lot of like putty stuff because I want to spray that in.
Can't go back now.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's an order of operations. Did I follow any of it with this tank? No.
Right.
But also this tank was a journey. And this is also really, truly, honestly, how I start, like, learning different techniques is I get really impatient and I just want to jump into it immediately.
I am 100% a proponent of that. Better to do it less than perfect than to not do it at all.
Yeah.
You know? Because we tell ourselves, we're like, oh, I'll get to it, but just go for it, you know? You're going to get to the final result faster in the end.
Yeah. And it also helps where I'm like limiting myself of like, I don't want to make this a competition piece and I've decided what I want to do already.
Right.
And none of it will involve flames. So this is just a fun thing. So
exactly. I don't know. I think there's lots of good lessons to be taken from that.
I like those wings.
Yeah.
Those are good wings.
I'm happy with them. I might go and get a bit more recess shading in some of the veins and stuff. But I'm happy with the fade. And excited to get onto more. I'm going to do, I think, that purple on all of the armor plates. You can see I just have the black layer right now on like the leg pads and shin pads and stuff like that. So, or the plates, I should say. But I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to take it slow. I actually literally don't even have, I don't have almost any other models for this army, and I'm trying to just like do these guys. And then do the next ones, and do the next ones, and not like get the whole thing and just like rush it and they're all half done. So
yeah,
that's kind of my goal. You know, you're speeding up, I'm slowing down. We're all learning, right?
We're trying.
We're all trying new things.
Yeah.
We do have some super chats. Let's take a look in. We have a better system than what I'm doing. Nope.
The window's just really small.
Window is tiny.
You're gonna have to stretch it out if you want to do that way.
I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Almost. Yeah. Flipping runes on ones. Broken Chef, thank you again. AOS after the TTTTTTTTTTTTT. There will be AOS. I cannot disclose anything else, but we will for sure.
No spoilers.
Be covering some AOS. That's what we can say, right? Also, Broken Chef, support local, not chain. For shame, Adrian. But hey, be careful. Your paint water and coffee look the same. Yeah. Look, this one has a handle, and this one doesn't. So, it's good.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So far, so good, I think. I don't think I drank from it.
Unless you're the type of person who uses a mug as your
That's dangerous.
Water cup.
Yeah. That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing about the GW, the Citadel paint cup, is like the main selling point when they came out with it. They're like, so the Citadel paint cup, it looks nothing like a mug. I'm like, yes, thank you. And that was literally all you needed to say. Thanks again, Broken Chef. Adrian, Mill is the, oh, that's right, we did talk about this. It's the Ben win condition. You're both toxic, the worst.
I see it as not toxic, but like a worthy opponent to overcome.
Yes, indeed.
It's a challenge.
Just gotta kill you before it's time.
Exactly. Yeah. Now there's a time on this match now. The moment someone is like, I got Mill, you're like, cool, how fast can I get through with this?
That is appreciated.
Yeah.
Because Magic games will be between 20 minutes and 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, especially Commander.
Especially Commander. Oh my, that I think is one of the things that turned me off from Commander in the beginning. Is they were like, yeah, play Commander, it'll be great, and we played like a 6-person game, and everyone has their decks, and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and like they're kind of like playing their own game. It's just like too many people at once.
Yeah.
And it just drags out, and then all of a sudden one person's like totally out of the game, and then you're just like, this is a weird pacing for me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. I get that, especially if someone like takes too long to decide like what they're gonna do and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm getting into it. Michael Cody, thanks so much. Soups only uploads in the .pun format. We did talk about that too. We're like going backwards. I like this. And last one for the night. Michael Cody, thank you so much as always, kind sir. The flame/glow oak, great. Side note: I'm mailing in my latest bit soon. I've run it by normals and it's been deemed acceptable. First try wasn't. Fair enough. My latest bit soon. Perfect.
Yeah.
We look forward to it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear this one's appropriate. Oh my gosh.
Acceptable, not appropriate. Acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might not be appropriate, but
Exactly.
at least it's acceptable.
Yeah. That is true. There is a distinction to be made there for sure.
Yeah. See, so I guess in comparison to the way that I play, because I find it okay.
Yeah.
But I think the worst person to play against would be Seth, because he just wants to take your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Someone was saying that. Oh, that's literally Seth.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. That's heartbreaking. But, to be fair, when you play a deck that takes your opponent's cards, you're only as strong as they are. So that's on them, really, for bringing those cards. That's all I'm saying.
It's your fault.
Like, they're playing a bunch of, like, tiny goblin spam. Like, what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I do have an Agent of Treachery in my deck, so that is a thing. And I can flicker him multiple times, so...
Savage. My brother has a deck where he has 4 Mind Slavers.
Oh.
So he'll just play 4 of your turns for him. It's not very fun.
Yeah. I think actually the worst game that I've ever played was a Taking Turns deck.
Yeah.
It was just like, nope, my turn again.
Yeah.
My turn again. And I'm like,
Cool, I'm done.
I'm just sitting here. I'm just going to call him. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, anyway.
Well,
Magic is fun.
This has been Magic Titans.
Painting is fun.
Painting, I like talking about magic while painting.
You just cross-post this on Magic Titans.
Yeah. I'm just gonna steal the entire thing. It's gonna be great. Well, I'm gonna have to do the same the thing at the end for like both taglines. But we'll just do it separately, and I'll just edit it out. Okay, chat. All right, we're good. We'll do both goodbyes.
No one tell Bridger.
Yeah, don't tell Bridger. Yeah. It's not obvious at all. Well. Been a lovely evening. Let's see, what do we have coming up on the channel? Tomorrow is the continuation of the Tabletop Titans Tournament, the third, featuring Zach and the Chaos Space Marines, featuring some Possessed that I painted last night, and against Bridger and the Blood Angels with a ton of with Jump Packs, not Blood Angels, they're Blood Angels. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a fun, brutal game. Basically, Bridger's whole army can move across the board and fight, and Zach's whole army fights when it dies. So I think everything's going to be gone by turn 2.
Mill versus... Oh, no. Self-sacrifice.
It's like,
versus,
it's like a burn versus like self-sacrifice. Like everyone's going to die. It's going to be a fast
Red
game.
versus black.
It is red versus black.
Yeah.
Exactly. For all you Magic Titans out there. It's ABC, but then like whatever the thing that wants to get ABC'd, like Zach's army wants to get charged, which is going to be a crazy game. So that's tomorrow, and then on Saturday we have the last game of the first round, which is going to be myself versus Zach, Harlequins versus Tau, a classic matchup. It's going to be a ton of fun. You won't want to miss it. And next week on Hobby Titans, totally blanking, but Zach will be back. It's going to be a ton of fun. Repeat of Tuesday. Yeah, let's not talk about Tuesday. No, Tuesday was a really fun game. It was amazing, amazing close game. I won't spoil it in case you guys are fans of Tabletop Titans.
In case.
Just in case. Anything we want to say before we leave these fine people?
Yeah, magic is fun. Painting is fun. Knitting is fun.
Knitting is fun.
Yeah. I've taken up knitting.
It's good. It's good to have it.
Knitting Titans is going to be the best.
Knitting Titans. Coming soon to a stream near you. You know, I'm into it. And with that, thank you all so much for joining us. Don't forget, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and always be creating. Bye.